Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Tonight, we are going to be bringing you the Tokyo's Yakult Swallows versus the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. This game is going to be played at Escon Field in Hokkaido, and it is going to be the second last game of the exhibition series as everything all gets going for real on Friday the 28th. The manager Shinjo is coming out to shake hands with his rival manager from Tokyo's Yakult Swallows, and that would be Shingo Takatsu, as they're exchanging their lineup cards. Mini two-game series here. We're going to give this one a ring tonight, and tomorrow we're going to do the Lions and the Bay Stars before things get going for real next week. We'll give it the starting lineups, first of all, for the visitors from Tokyo. Leading off tonight and playing in center field is number 9, Yasutaka Shiomi. Hitting second in right field is number 3, Haruki Nishikawa. Batting third in left field is number 25, Domingo Santana. In the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 13, Jose Osuna. Batting in the fifth spot and playing shortstop is number 7, Hideki Nagioka. Batting sixth at third base is number 00, Yoshihiro Akahane. Batting seventh and doing the designated hitting is number 10, Takashi Miyamoto. Batting eighth and doing the catching is number 2, Yudai Koga. And batting ninth at second base is number 60, Ryusei Takioka. And they are going to be facing Drew Verhagen, who takes to the hill. He has no record in the exhibition series or season. He's got 10 innings pitched, 11 hits, 4 runs, 2 of which have been earned. He's walked 2 and struck out 6. He's got an earned run average of 1.80. Well, that's your starting lineup for the visitors from Tokyo. And now your lineup for the home team, the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. Leading off and playing in center field is number 50, Ryota Isabata. Batting second and playing in left field is number 7, Go Matsumoto. Hitting third at third base is number 21, Kataro Kiyamiya. In the cleanup spot at first base is number 2, Ariel Martinez. Batting in the fifth spot and doing the designated hitting is number 99, Franmil Reyes. Hitting sixth in right field is number 66, Chusei Manami. Batting seventh and doing the catching is number 64, Yua Tamiya. Batting eighth at second base is number 4, Daigo Kamikawa Kabata. And batting ninth and playing shortstop is number 43, Tetsuki Mizuno. And they are going to be facing, it'll be Kajiro Yoshimura, who takes to the hill for the Swallows tonight. He is 1-1 in the exhibition campaign. He's worked 14 innings, allowing 11 hits. He's given up only 1 run. That run was earned. He's walked 2 and struck out 10. He's got an ERA of 0.64. Well, those are your starting lineups. The Swallows will be coming to bat in just a couple of moments. We appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us, whether you're listening live or on delay. It is Last Raps Baseball giving you live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. We'll be back in just a few after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel.
Thank you for that introduction, Freddie. Hey guys, Steve coming back at you today, and every day is opening day on my channel. I open everything from hot sauce to beer to deviled eggs to cans of soup to ravioli to sport card packs like you wouldn't believe. I open blasters of stuff. I open regular boxes of stuff. Speaking of hot sauce, I open hot sauce, which is often gifted to me from the community. I have it all. I open up Star Wars by the tons, including the Family Guy Star Wars. I have a bunch of wrestling that I do open, and I do non-sport cards like crazy. As you can see, we have it all. I even open Marvel, tons and tons of Marvel cards. But you never know, on my channel, you just may have a little trouble with tribbles too. Remember, opening day, every day. Thank you, Freddie. See you in Funny Pages, guys.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the Tokyo Yakult Swallows coming to bat here to get things going. In inning number one is going to be the top of the order, Shomi, Nishikawa, and Santana to come to bat, as they are going to be facing the right-hander Drew Verhagen here in inning number one. The American right-hander that spent time in the Detroit Tigers and St. Louis Cardinals organizations. He's back for his second tour in Japan. He came back last year with the Fighters, as he had found a home there as a starter. And it'll be Shomi who's leading it off. He's batting .238 in the exhibition play. He's got a homer and a couple RBIs. He bats from the right side against the right-handed throwing Verhagen. As he takes his spot in the batter's box, the home plate umpire has indicated it's time to play, and Verhagen is ready to go. Here comes the first offering as he kicks and delivers. First pitch is a fastball taken on the outside corner for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Fighters wearing their home whites with the blue trim tonight, blue piping down the side of the pants. It is the Swallows in their dark blue road unis. There's a fastball that swung on and missed, and quickly ahead in the count. It is 0-2 here for Verhagen. The Fighters have officially won, or they had the best record in exhibition play this year. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and Shomi is in the books. He's gone for the first out of the inning, and that is going to bring up the right fielder Haruki Nishikawa. So the Fighters have the top record in all of the NPB through the exhibition play. They are number one, top of the heap. And surprisingly, the Saitama Cebu Lions are nestled in at number 2 in terms of record-wise. Here comes the pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1 to Nishikawa. Nishikawa batting .304 in exhibition play. No homers and 4 runs driven in. Batting here from the left side against Verhagen, who works himself to the set position. And he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count goes to 0-2. So 5 pitches, all for strikes here for Verhagen, as he has come out of the gate dealing. So no balls, 2 strikes to the left-handed hitting right fielder of the Swallows. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on. It's grounded over to second. Fielded neatly by Kamikawa Kabata, and he throws to first, and Nishikawa is in the books on a ground out, 4-3. So 2 gone here, and that'll leave it up to the left fielder, Domingo Santana. Well, for Santana, he's hitting .241 in exhibition play. He's got a homer and 3 runs driven in. As Verhagen gets ready to face him, Santana had himself a really good season last year for the Swallows, as he bats from the right side. Hit .315 last year with 17 homers and 70 runs driven in. I have to say, though, he is a bit of a defensive liability, as the first pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Santana. It was a kind of a get-me-over breaking ball from Verhagen, but he's able to throw it for the strike. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. There's a fastball swung on it, has popped up on the infield. And there's converging on it is the shortstop, and now the second baseman, Kamikawa Kabata, will take it, and that is going to do it as the Swallows go quietly here in their first inning. They go in order, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We are through a half inning. Your score is the Swallows 0 and the Fighters coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few after this little timeout. Appreciate you for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the right-hander, Kojiro Yoshimura on the hill here for the Swallows. He'll be facing the top of the order in Isobata, Matsumoto, and Kiyomiya. Lots of speed at the top of the order here for the fighters. Ryota Isobata, though, only batting 158 in exhibition play. He's got no homers, no RBIs, but he does have 3 stolen bases. Isobata got an opportunity to play in the Premier 12 tournament for Japan, Samurai Japan. Used primarily for defensive purposes late in the game and for his speed, as there was a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the left field line. Count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Isobata. Gets the start in center field. He has a pretty good jump. They've moved Matsumoto over to left. As there's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes even at 1-1. Defensively tonight for the Swallows from left to right field, it'll be Santana in left, Shiomi in center, and Nishikawa is in right. As the 1-1 is delivered, it's a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the left field line. Count now 1-2. Around the horn from first to third, Osuna is at first. The second baseman tonight is Takioka. Shortstop is Nagioka with the third baseman of Akane. The battery of Yoshimura and Koga. So 1 ball and 2 strikes as the right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count runs even to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Swallows and Fighters tonight. Lions and Bay Stars tomorrow night. So hopefully you guys can pop in and listen with us. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is as the right-hander again kicks and delivers. Breaking ball swung on and missed, and that is going to put Isobata in the books for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. That'll bring up the left fielder and go Matsumoto. I didn't look tonight to see if there was a UFC match. Sometimes we have late arriving crowds when there's a UFC, but that's usually Saturday night. So I guess it's going to be me practicing to ourselves here for as much as we possibly can. Our audience is maybe date night on Friday. There's a first pitch breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0 to Matsumoto. Matsumoto hitting .207 here in the spring with no homers and 1 run driven in. He's got a couple of stolen bases to his name as well. There's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. The count's 1-1. The reaction of the fighter bench there says it all. They weren't very happy with the call of the home plate umpire. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Matsumoto as the right-hander delivers again. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, Matsumoto waggling the bat, waiting here on the offering from the right-hander, Yoshimura, who kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count now runs even at 2-2. I have to tell you that breaking ball there was rather flat, didn't have a lot of depth to it, more of a spin ball than anything. I think Matsumoto wanted that one back just based on his reaction, how it hung there. So here comes the 2-2. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count now runs full to Matsumoto. Swallows and Fighters tonight. As we said, tomorrow night it is going to be the Bay Stars and the Lions. As we'll keep you entertained with the action here. We thought we'd do the later of the games. There's a breaking ball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line, and the count remains full to Matsumoto. Only 2 walks so far in exhibition play for the right-hander Yoshimura, as he has worked quite a few innings. As we said, 14 innings at the top of the stream. This will be his final tune-up before the regular season gets going, as the 3-2 is again on the way to Matsumoto, and there's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. It's going to be ball 4. Matsumoto is going to get himself a 1-out walk. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Kotaro Kiyomiya. And for Kiyomiya, well, he strides to the plate hitting .320 here in the exhibition season. He did deposit a home run in last night's game. He's got 3 homers and 4 RBIs. Crowd tonight is a lot better than it was for last night's game. The afternoon affair, 2 o'clock Japan time, this one here. Last night it was an evening game. First pitch was at 6 o'clock. Lots of empty seats last night at Escon Field. Matsumoto establishes his lead at first. Kiyomiya waiting on the first offering here from the righty Yoshimura. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. There's been talk out of Swallows camp that they are banged up. They're missing Murakami at third, and they're also got 3 of their starting pitchers are probably not going to be starting the season in the rotation. As the 0-1 pitch is set to come, but instead throwing over to first base and diving back in time is the base runner. So no balls and 1 strike to Kiyomiya. Ariel Martinez will wait his turn on deck. Right-hander against the left-hander. Yoshimura works himself to the set position. Here comes the pitch. Kicks and fires. Fastball misses upstairs, and the count goes even to 1-1. I would have felt that last year that I didn't think the Fighters were going to make the playoffs last year. They ended up finishing second place. My preseason pick where they were a year away. And now you have to start thinking, are they going to be good enough to win the division, or win the, should say that with the division, the Pacific League? I think they're probably, again, a second place type finisher. There's a fastball that misses outside, but we're almost ready to see the changing of the guard. As the Hawks are getting a little bit long in the tooth. And I do think it is almost time that the Fighters will take over for the Hawks as the top team in the Pacific League. But we might be a year away from that. So here comes the 2-1 pitch as the right-hander again holds to the set, kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that is taken for a called strike at the knees, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Kiyomiya. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, the right-hander Yoshimura getting his sign from his catcher Koga, and he's ready to go again. And instead, he throws over to first, and diving back in time is Matsumoto. And 2 balls and 2 strikes it remains. Again, as we said, we'll do Bay Stars tomorrow night, Bay Stars and the Lions. So hopefully you guys can make it in there with us. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. As the right-hander again holds set and fires. It's a fastball swung on. It is popped up in the infield over on the left side of second base. Camping out underneath it is the shortstop Nagioka. And he's going to make the catch, and Kotaro Kiyomiya is going to be disappointed with himself as he walks back to the dugout. He's gone for the second out of the inning. That'll leave it up to the first baseman, Ariel Martinez. Well, for Martinez, he strides to the plate, batting .211 in exhibition play. He's got himself a couple of homers and 7 runs driven in. Batting from the right side is the Cuban. He's really been a stabilizing force in the middle of the lineup, and certainly with Chusei Manami himself and Franmil Reyes. Got a lot of pop in the lineup, do the Fighters. As the right-hander works himself to the set position. And now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul into the seats down the right field line, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Martinez. Franmil Reyes can duplicate the run that he had in the middle of the season last year. That will be absolutely invaluable there for the Fighters. Looks like Ariel Martinez is got himself a new hairstyle, a little bit of a, I don't know, blondish or white dyed look. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Martinez. So no balls and 2 strikes. Again, the right-hander Yoshimura ready to go back to work. Keep your eye on Matsumoto here to see if the fighter has put him in motion. As he checks the runner at first base and he holds to the set. Here comes the pitch. Fastball misses down. It's now 1-2. Lots of action coming up in the NPB. We haven't quite decided what we're going to do for next weekend's ball games. We are thinking about giving it a good shot, as we'll probably look to do 3 games all over the course of the weekend. We haven't decided which one we're going to look. Maybe on once the pitching matchups are announced, we'll make our decisions. As there goes Matsumoto. The throwdown is not going to be in time. He's got himself a stolen base. That was a ball to Martinez, so 2-2 to him. Looked like the catcher Koga had a little bit of a hard time getting it out on the transfer. But Matsumoto has moved himself into scoring position here with 2 gone. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Martinez. So Yoshimura ready to go again. He's getting the sign from his catcher Koga. Martinez digs himself in, looking to put the fighters on the board here. The first run of the game. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses down. It's now 3-2 to Martinez. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bottom of the first inning. Swallows fighters. 0-0. Go Matsumoto at second base with 2 gone. Ariel Martinez has a full count here. As the starter Yoshimura already north of 20 pitches. Verhagen, on the other hand, hardly broke a sweat in his first inning of work as the 3-2 pitch is ready to go. He checks the runner at second. Now delivers. Breaking ball misses down and away. It's going to be ball 4. And Martinez is going to draw himself a walk. That's going to put runners at first and second. So for Yoshimura, who only walked 2 batters in his first 14 innings of the exhibition season, has walked 2 here in the first. And literally running up to the plate is Franmil Reyes. I guess I'd be running up to the plate too if I was in his shoes. He belted a home run in last night's ball game. He's batting .320 in the exhibition season with a couple of homers and 3 RBIs. The big fella gets himself dug in at the batter's box, and he's ready to face Yoshimura for the first time. Ended up with a .290 batting average last year, north of 20 homers. He's given everything, or he's given the fighters everything they have expected. As the pitch on the way, as the fastball swung on it, is hammered foul down the right field line, well into the seats, and the count is quickly 0-1. Really good crowd here tonight for this one. So no balls and 1 strike to Reyes as he waggles his bat. He's got the yellow or gold batting gloves on. As well, they match the shin guard and the elbow guard. There's a fastball that misses outside. They try to go backdoor on Martinez, and he slides back safely into the base. So Koga came up throwing, but they didn't get the first baseman of the fighters sleeping, although Martinez was a little bit tardy in getting back to the bag. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is to Reyes. Right-hander again, Yoshimura working set. Now he delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is off the fists. This ball is lifted into right field. Moving over underneath it is Nishikawa. He's there to make the catch. And Reyes is going to be gone for the 3rd out of the inning, and that will do it here. They threaten to the fighters, but they don't score. There was no runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, but there were 2 runners left. Your score as we are now through 1 complete. It is the Swallows 0 and the Fighters 0. Stick around, everybody. The top of inning number 2 just around the corner. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the top of the second. It'll be the heart of the batting order to come to bat for the Swallows. That means Jose Osuna, Hideki Nagioka, and Yoshihiro Akane, as they will be facing Drew Verhagen for his second inning of work. The American right-hander was very economical in inning number one. He only threw 8 pitches, so not really breaking a sweat, as Verhagen will be ready to go again. The Vanderbilt University grad facing Osuna here for the first time. Osuna hitting .273 in exhibition play. He got a homer and 3 runs batted in. Coming off a decent season for the Swallows last year. Breaking ball delivered. Taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1 to Osuna. Osuna batting from the right side. He has seemingly found a home in the Swallows. You look at the import players of the Swallows, Santana, Osuna. They've been there for a couple seasons. There's some stability there. There's a breaking ball that is waved out and missed. And the count now goes to 0-2. You sometimes see teams and they just roll their players through and they don't get anybody settled for an extended period of time. It's the Swallows, though, with Osuna and certainly with Santana offensively, give them that stability. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded softly up the middle, fielded by Kamikawa Gabata, and he is going to throw it Osuna on a ground out 4-3. So 1 up and 1 away here in the second inning, and that's going to bring up the shortstop Hideki Nagioka. Well, for Nagioka, he is hitting .313 in exhibition play. He's got no homers and 3 RBIs. I tell you, I was pretty impressed watching him play shortstop for the Swallows last year live. He had some really nice plays. There was one in particular where they're playing the Giants, and he took a ball on 1 hop, and he had so much time. He sprinted about 4 or 5 steps before he shuffled and delivered a great throw. There's a fastball swung on it. It is lifted into deep right center field. Drifting over to his left, and there to make the catch is Isobata, and that's going to retire Nagioka for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone. That'll bring up the third baseman, Yoshihiro Akane. Well, we didn't go give you the defensive alignment for the Fighters in inning number 1. From left to right field tonight, it is Matsumoto in left, Isobata in center, and Minami in right. Around the horn, Martinez, Kamikawa Kabata. And at second, at shortstop, it is Mizuno, and the third baseman tonight is Kiyomiya, with the battery of Verhagen and Tamiya. As Verhagen kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on and is tapped foul right at home plate. Count quickly 0-1 to Akane. Hitting .250 in the exhibition play, no homers and 6 RBIs. Probably going to be a revolving door at third base for the Swallows until Murakami is healthy. But he is getting the early looks here as there's a breaking ball that misses down and the count is 1-1. I would figure Igor Emoji, who came to the Swallows from the Eagles, will get his opportunity at some point as well. Pitch on the way, fastball swung on and is fouled straight back, and the count is now 1-2 on Akane. One would also have to think that with this lineup here, which is a fairly solid lineup, especially when you bring Murakami back and you add in Tetsudo Yamada, it's not the offense that's going to be the problem for the Swallows, one would think, because there's a breaking ball that's waved out and missed. Kane has gone on strikes. He's out for the third out of the inning, and that's going to do it. As the Swallows go in order here again in inning number 2. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. We're now through 1.5. Your score is the Swallows nothing and the Fighters nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action after this. Appreciate you for listening, whether it's live or on delay. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is the bottom half of inning number 2, and coming to bat for the fighters will be Chusei Manami, Yua Tamiya, and Daigo Kawakabata. And it is Manami who steps the plate. He's not had a great spring training. He's had a bit of a sporadic one. He's batting an even 200 with a couple homers and 3 runs batted in. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. They don't include the statistics from the Taiwan series where the fighters went over and played a couple of exhibition games. As the pitch is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-1. I believe it was against the China Trust brothers who they played, and Manami hit home runs in both of those games in the Taiwan series. But it has been a rather quiet month of March, and if you're going to have a quiet month, March would be the month to have it. Certainly not during the regular season. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is popped up over on the left side of the infield as it comes into foul territory underneath it, and then coming back into fair territory and making the catch is Akahane, and that is going to retire Manami for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the catcher, Yua Tamiya. For Tamiya, he's hitting 125 on the season. He's got no homers and 1 RBI. So he will be digging himself in here. Batting from the left side. He had a nice season last year, did Tamiya, as he hit 277, and he got over 300 at bats last year. There was a first pitch breaking ball that just misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0 to Tamiya. Fighters poised to make another step this year. Will challenge for the Pacific League crown. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field, coming over toward the foul line, and he's not going to be able to make the catch as the right fielder Nishikawa, as that ball got down. They had a Bermuda Triangle going on as Osuna had gone out. The second baseman was Takioka, also giving chase. But the ball had landed pretty much where the foul line starts to converge, where it's in left field, and then from first base, it sort of angles. The ball bounced right there, and that is going to make the count at 1-1 to Tamiya. Again, the right-hander kicks and delivers, and it's a fastball missing outside. The count now goes to 2-1. So 2-1 to Yua Tamiya. Again, the right-hander Yoshimura getting his signs and delivers. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on. This is lifted into right center field. This is going to be trouble. It's going to get down, and it's going to go all the way to the wall. Rounding first and heading to second is Tamiya. He's rounding second and now heading to third. And the throw is not going to be in time as he slides in safely with a 1-out triple. Yua Tamiya hit that ball into the right center field gap. And as soon as it got past the fielders, he was running for days. As Tamiya is aboard with a 1-out triple, that's going to bring up the second baseman in Daigo Kawakabata. So the fighters are looking for first blood here. We welcome those who've jumped into the stream tonight, as it has been a bit of a sporadic crowd. So Kawakabata at the plate here, with runner at third and 1 gone. And the infield has been drawn in for the Swallows. Everybody is on the proverbial grass, with the exception of the third baseman, who's even with the bag. There's a first pitch breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Kawakabata batting .292 in exhibition play. No homers and a couple RBIs. He hit .248 in a part-time role last year for the fighters. Crowd is just slowly starting to get into it as the right-hander works himself to the set position. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1-1. Last night, these two teams met in the first of a 3-game set. There were, as we mentioned, fireworks in the game, but more importantly, it is the standings here that the fighters at 9-3-2 in the exhibition play have pretty much iced their first, or at least tied to clinch a spot at top spot as the Saitama Cebu Lions are in second. There's a breaking ball missing outside. It's now 2-1. Lions are 7-3-2. They've played a couple less games. The Lions, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, also had a couple exhibition games against Korean teams. A couple of less games on the exhibition schedule. Swallows 8-4-1. So in their 13 games, they've been winners of 8 of those. But as we mentioned, the pitching is a concern. There's a ball that's bunted. It's a squeeze play. It is right back to the pitcher. They go home for the out. They throw back to first, and it's not going to be in time. So that is going to be a fielder's choice. The put out at the plate is going to go 1-2 as Tamiya's gone for the second out. Kamikawa Kabata is going to be safe at first. Pretty much you want to do anything but bunt it back to the pitcher. And it was a nice play there by Yoshimura, who fielded it with the glove hand, flipped it underhand to the catcher, Koga, who applied the tag. And the wherewithal of Koga as he was able to turn and still try to be able to get the runner, Kamikawa Kabata, at first base. But just the throw was not in time. So that's going to leave it all up to the shortstop, Tatsuki Mizuno, as he steps in here to face the right-hander. As they throw over to first base and diving back in time safely. Easily is Kamikawa Kabata. Last night it was a 5-2 victory. We started talking a little bit about the game last night. The Fighters jumped on the Swallows for 4 runs in the first inning. And then it had settled down after that. They were firmly in control for most of that ball game. As the right-hander holds to the set, now kicks and delivers a breaking ball that misses outside. Count is 1-0 to Mizuno. Kato had picked up the win last night for the Fighters. It was Takahashi who took the loss. And you look at the scoring plays last night. Reyes hit the 3-run homer. That was the big blow in that first inning. There was a fastball swung on it, is lifted down the left field line. Giving chase is Akahani, but he's going to watch it sail into the Panasonic Club Lounge, and the count now goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Our friend God is Great is in the house. Land of the Rising Sun. Welcome. It is Swallows and Fighters. We're here in the bottom of the second inning. Runner at first. 2 gone here. It was the botched suicide squeeze. They bunted it right back to the pitcher. I was able to make the play here to retire the runner at the plate. There's a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. 40 pitches already here for Yoshimura. It's not been an economical couple of innings for him. He had walked 2 in the first. It allowed that booming triple to Tamiya here in the second. As he throws over to first and diving back in time is the base runner, and is Kamikawa Kabata, who is the runner at first. We're talking a little bit about last night's ball game. Just saying that a big blow in the first inning was the 3-run blast off the bat of Franmil Reyes. As the pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside. And now the count goes to 3-1 on Mizuno. Almost looked like it was a semi-pitch out. The 5th run of the night last night was a solo shot off the bat of Kotaro Kiyomiya. That was in the 6th inning, so the 2 home runs that were delivered. 3-run shot by Reyes and the solo shot by Kiyomiya. The other one was Yuki Nomura knocking in a run with a base hit. There's a breaking ball that misses down. It's going to be ball 4. Mizuno aboard with a walk. That's going to put runners at first and second. It's going to bring up the top of the order in Ryota Isobata. Well, as we mentioned at the top of the stream, Yoshimura in the 14 innings entering tonight's game and exhibition played only walked 2 batters. He walked 2 in the first and 1 here. He's already walked more in this ball game, and we're going to have a conference on the mound as the entire Swallow defense has come out. The catcher Koga is leading the charge in the instructions. So that conference is now over, and we're ready to resume the action. But Isabata stepping into the plate. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up. His average is now dropped to 150 in exhibition play. He is 3 for 20. As we said, he's not necessarily known for his bat as much as he is for his wheels. So the right-hander works himself to the set position. He checks the runner at second. And now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on, his grounded over to the right side. Oh, what a nice play going into the 4-hole by the second baseman, Takioka. He fields it and throws to first, and Isabata is going to be retired on a ground out 4-3 for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it. There was no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors. And there were 2 runners left aboard. Your score, as we are now through 2 complete, it is the Swallows nothing and the Fighters nothing. Stick around, everybody. The third inning is just around the corner. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight, whether you listen live or on delay on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the top of the third inning, and coming to bat for the Swallows will be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. That is Miyamoto, Koga, and Takioka to face the right-hander Drew Verhagen here in inning number 3. So Verhagen has completed his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to resume the action. Verhagen has been very economical so far in his 2 innings of work, only 16 pitches so far. As our friend Chopper says, not bad crowds for exhibition. Well, we've had some pretty good crowds during the week. But our crowd here tonight has been kind of quiet. But the exhibition game itself is a good crowd in Hokkaido. And there's a first pitch fastball swung on. It's taken by 1 hop. Fielded neatly there by Martinez, and he's going to step on the bag for the out. So Miyamoto out on 1 pitch. Ground out to 3 for the first out of the inning. We appreciate you for jumping in here with us tonight. Yudai Koga coming to the plate here, batting .250 in the exhibition play. He's got nothing across the slash line. We are going to be back on the airwaves tomorrow for the Bay Stars and the Lions, and then it'll be everything gets going next Friday or early Friday morning in North America. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Koga. Koga batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Verhagen. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball waved at and missed. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Verhagen has been very, very effective here so far. As the pitch is a fastball waved at and missed, and that puts Koga in the books. That's the 3rd strikeout tonight for Drew Verhagen. So 2 up and 2 away, and that is going to bring up the second baseman, Ryusuke Takioka. Well, for Takioka, he's hitting 176 in exhibition play. He's got no homers, no RBIs. As he strides to the plate here to face Drew Verhagen, the 9-hole hitter for the Swallows. As Verhagen looks in and gets his sign from his catcher Tamiya as he works himself to the set. And the first offering is on the way. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. And I can't believe this, but it looks like 21 pitches tonight for Verhagen. Only one pitch has been a ball. Pitch on away, and I say that, and there we jinx him. That is a breaking ball that misses outside. It's now 1-1. So 2 for 22 have been balls. He had one to Akahane in the last inning, and then right here to Takioka. Everything else has been absolute strikes. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined foul down the left field line. It's going to reach the seats, and the count now goes to 1-2. So that's a pretty impressive start. Jason says, I was watching an old video of mine and saw you in my recommend. Yeah, well, thanks for coming in here, Jason. Great to have you. It is Fighters and Swallows tonight. I don't know why. Some nights I get the recommendations, or some nights I get a notification that I'm on, and other nights I don't get anything. As that breaking ball is lifted foul down the left field line, and the count remains at 1-2. I can't figure out the rhyme or the reason with YouTube and their notifications. So check to see if you have got the notification bell set. It'll tell you when we're about 30 minutes out when we go live. And now stepping off the back side of the rubber is Verhagen. 1 ball, 2 strikes it is. Still it remains to Takioka. As we said, pretty amazing. 24 pitches, only 2 balls delivered so far from Verhagen. But a strike machine here tonight. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. Yeah, we'll be back on again tomorrow night. Then nothing until we will be Friday, Saturday, Sunday next week. And then Sunday, I'm off to Seattle. Going to go see the Mariners and the Athletics, and stick around for the Tigers and the Athletics on Monday. So back-to-back games in Seattle as that fastball swung on and fouled away. And the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And head down. A buddy of mine has a brother who lives in Federal Way, which is south of Seattle. So we're going to go and pay a visit as the 2-2 pitch ready to come here from Verhagen. And it's a breaking ball that's taken for a called third strike. Takioka stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by for out number 3, and that's going to do it here for the Swallows in their half of the third. They go in order again as Verhagen has faced the minimum. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. And it is going to be the Fighters coming to bat. I'll come back and talk to our friend Jason in just a couple of moments. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this. We are moving to the bottom of the third inning. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight. We got 2 more exhibition games to get our game face on ready for the season. I'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We're almost ready to get back to the action here. It'll be Matsumoto, Kiyomiya, and Martinez to come to bat. Chopper says, popped up onto his, doesn't always happen either. He says his hat size is 7 3/8. That's a big head. Oh, looks like we got a pitching change here for the Swallows. They are going to the bullpen, as it is going to be number 66 on in relief, and that means it's going to be Kosuke Sakaguchi. So he is coming on to relieve Yoshimura. So we'll see how this plays out here. Sakaguchi, a right-hander, just completing his warm-up tosses. Yeah, 7 3/8. That's a rather large one. Chopper says a rare Canadian visitor. Yeah, I get down the I-5 quite a bit, and probably be down there quite a bit over the next couple of weeks. I've got to go down. I'm going to go down with my buddy to see his brother, and then I'll go down another 3 weeks later as I've got a flight back to Detroit, as my dad is going to be celebrating his 90th birthday, as the first pitch is a fastball. Matsumoto squared the bunt, but he pulled back, and the count is quickly 0-1. Matsumoto walked his first time up, and he did have a stolen base. Jason says many Canadians make it down to Washington because it's close. There's a fastball that's down and away. Count is 1-1. I used to make it across more when I lived back east, but a little further away, about 45-minute drive just to get to the border, and another hour and a half to get down into Seattle. So that takes a little while. There's a breaking ball that misses down. 2 balls and 1 strike to Matsumoto. Saying in some of the other streams, not going to go to Japan this year, going to make it to Taiwan. I'm going to try to get to see some of the action in Taiwan, as the 2-1 pitch is a fastball, misses down and away, and the count is 3-1. Try to get back to Japan in 2026, though. We'll look forward to making the return leg. It's pretty expensive. Chopper says many are canceling trips these days. Comes the 3-1 pitch. Fastball misses up and in, and that's going to be ball 4 as Matsumoto is going to be aboard. Just think that there's a lot of negativity going on with regards to that stuff. I don't want to get into all of the dynamics. That's certainly beyond my pay grid and my pay scale, but it's the political theater that we're witnessing, and it's unfortunate because the 2 countries have had a storied relationship in the most positive way for the last 160 some odd years, almost 160 years that we've been in existence. Chopper says he's a big fan of Japan, lived in Osaka for 4 years, big Buffaloes guy. Well, you're talking to the other big Buffalo guy, that's Jason. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. So I was just getting back to the Osaka, that was one of the reasons why I pivoted to go to Taiwan this year. I pivoted to go to Taiwan because, to give you some perspective, as Kiyomiya is ahead in the count here, 1-0. What had ended up happening is the pitch on the way is a fastball that swung on it is lifted into deep left field. This ball could be trouble. On the warning track is Santana. He's there to haul it in. And then he's going to retire Kiyomiya for the first out of the inning. So 1 gone here. It'll bring up the first baseman, Ariel Martinez. Just to put it in perspective, in 2023, when I was in Osaka, I stayed at a place called the Best Western Premier Plus. And the cost of the hotel for 9 nights was like about 670 Canadian dollars. So in US money, you're looking at about $450, between $450 and $500 in today's money. This year I took a look, and the same night, same similar time, was over 5,000 Canadian. And I didn't know why at first, but then I understand that in Osaka, it is the World Expo is going on in Osaka from April till September. And so hotels are just jammed. And if you can get a hotel for a reasonable rate, take it. As they throw over to first base and getting back in time is Matsumoto. Jason says they have a Best Western there. Yeah, they do. And so I was kind of like shocked. I was like, actually, both times I've been into Osaka, I've stayed at a Best Western, and there's a fastball that misses down, and the count's 1-0 to Martinez. I actually stayed in a place called Tsukamoto, which is maybe one train ride away from Osaka the first time. And the same deal, the price was like $63 a night for a hotel. And 100%, the hotel prices in Japan right now are just so super reasonable. Fastball swung on and missed. The count goes to 1-1. Last year when I went back, I stayed in Tokyo. There's a place called the Toyoko Inn with breakfast for, I don't know, I think I was there like 11 nights. And it set me back like about $670. I'd have to go look at my receipts. Canadian, 670 Canadian, unbelievable. You can't drive down the I-5 between Blaine and Seattle and get a hotel for under 100 US. Time's been called as Ariel Martinez fouled the ball off of his leg here, and it's the leg that he doesn't wear the shin guard on, so they've come out to put the magic spray on him. Jason says, years ago after a hockey game versus the Kamloops Blazers, him and his grandpa, his dad, drove two dudes to a Best Western there in Kent. Yeah, Kent, Washington has got some favorable hotel rates, or had some. Usually if I went down in September to see the Mariners, I'd stay in Kent or in some of those areas just a little south of Seattle. So you kind of have to stay in a couple places. You got to either stay in like Linwood or North, or you got to stay in Kent in around that area. Federal Way also too. Even SeaTac once in a while, depending on the time, you can get the right price. But boy, oh boy, the prices in, especially after the conversion, it's unbelievable. So 1-1 as Martinez waits here. Jason says Kent is iffy though. Yeah, Kent, depending upon where you're at, it's maybe if you're sketchy. As that fastball misses down and in, and the count now goes to 2-1. Chopper says, knew Otane was my spot in Osaka. That was his salad years, though. Jason says he likes Kent because his grandma lives there. Yeah, Kent can be... Kent can be a little sketchy. There's some nice areas of Kent, but yeah, as I say, depending, you take the wrong road, you might want to just double back. Fastball swung on. This is lifted up into left field. Moving over underneath it is Santana. He's there to make the catch, and that is going to retire Martinez for the second out of the inning. So back-to-back outs go to Santana. That's going to bring up the designated hitter in Franmil Reyes. Jesus says quite often when he's been at his grandma's, he's seen cop lights. Yeah, as I say, it's can be a little bit dicey depending upon where you're at. Got to keep your wits about you. So Reyes steps to the plate. He is 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to right field his first time up. Batting .308 now in exhibition play with a couple of homers. And the 4 runs batted in. He takes a fastball for a called strike. Quickly 0-1 to Reyes. Chopper says Kent is Tim Lincecum and Driveline country. Yeah, Driveline for sure. I didn't know that Lincecum was in that area. I know who you're talking about for sure. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, as it is a breaking ball swung on, grounded over to short, fielded neatly by the shortstop Nagioka, who throws over to the second baseman covering. It'll be a fielder's choice, 6-4 to retire Matsumoto. He's gone for the third out of the inning, and that is going to do it here, as we have now got 3 in the books. No runs, no hits, no errors, but 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the top of the 4th inning. Your score is the Swallows nothing and the Fighters nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. Appreciate you guys for jumping in. Small crowd, but a lively crowd now. And definitely glad to have you guys with us here. It'd kind of be boring talking to myself for a full 3 hours.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now. Let's begin now.
Welcome back, everybody. I know our friend Chopper in the house here is a little too comfortable after he tried to put rat poison in his wife's food last night. Just kidding there. I think we know what it is. It's just the poor cooking that you exhibit that made her sick. But glad to have you with us, Chopper. Here comes the pitch. The first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Shiomi. Shiomi 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up against Verhagen. Verhagen has been absolutely electric tonight. So far, 27 pitches through 3 innings. He's only thrown 3 balls as that breaking ball misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. We promise we won't let her know that it was the poor cooking, or maybe it was just the extra salads that you were mixing in there. That's that breaking ball is swung on and missed, and the count goes to 1-2. It's Green Day from there. I'm not sure where Green Day calls home, or another West Coast band. So here comes the 1-2 pitch as the right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as Shiomi waits on the offering here from the right-hander, and the pitch is a fastball that swung on. It is lifted down the right field line, giving chase into the corner, but it's not going to be playable as Manami is. He watches that one into the seats, and the count remains at 2-2 to Shiomi. Jason says they're grunge with a question mark. They're from Cali. I guess you could call them a grunge band. Got some good stuff out there. As there's a breaking ball that misses down. I thought Tamiya might have peeled over to the first base umpire, but they choose not to. 3-2 now to Shiomi. Despite the injuries, the Swallows have played pretty good in the exhibition season, but all these numbers get tossed out the window when the real play begins on Friday. There's a breaking ball swung on, grounded over to short, fielded neatly by Mizuno. He throws to first. It's going to retire Shiomi on a ground out 6-3 for the first out of the inning. So it's interesting. I actually ran into a customer of mine. I was out for bite to eat for dinner tonight. Ran into her, and she was with a bunch of her colleagues. She works at the university here, and she was saying that at the conference, whatever the conference was that they were attending, that there were a number of people that were hung up at the border, not coming into Canada, but going back to the States, or coming in through the States, or other colleagues going down to the States. So it's kind of strange. Here comes the first offering. It's a fastball that just misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Nishikawa. Nishikawa 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded out to second his first time up. We're talking about some of that stuff. And there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Our friend says it was more like antifreeze. So 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Nishikawa as Verhagen ready to go again. Pitch is on the way. There's a breaking ball that misses, and the count now is 2 balls and 2 strikes to Nishikawa. And Verhagen sure didn't like that based on his reaction to the home plate umpire. He's got a case. He's been all the way around the zone tonight. You'd figure on a close pitch like that, he's going to get the call. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball, waved at and missed. That was just one pitch there. And that is going to retire Nishikawa. He's out for the second out of the inning. Friend Jason says, who is your favorite non-MLB team? That's a good question. I would probably say I don't really have a favorite in the Japanese league. I'm more a fan of the game as opposed to a specific team. Non-MLB, can't even comment on the minor league stuff as there's a breaking ball that misses down to Santana. The count is 1-0. I generally follow the farm teams of the Detroit Tigers, specifically their AAA club, the Mud Hens. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. So I can't say I really have a favorite team or somebody that I really, or something that I really, really enjoy watching. There's different reasons on certain teams that I like in the NPB. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed. Arguably the best stadium that I've been to. I really like Hiroshima. That's a nice park. It's what I would call like a more modern baseball stadium, that Mazda Stadium. There's a fastball taken for a called third strike. And that is going to do it. Santana's down on strikes. And again, for the fourth inning in a row, the Swallows go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We are now through 3.5. Your score, or is the Swallows nothing and the Fighters nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a few. Our friend Chopper says the name Ishikawa gives him PTSD, a middle school student. Well, the name accounts for a lot of his gray hair. There you go. Unbelievable. And we appreciate you guys for being there. And we'll be right back here in just a couple moments after this. Hang tight, everybody. We appreciate you guys for being here and listening to the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Here is a little Kazishi. You are listening to live NPB commentary with Last Raps Baseball. Be sure to check out our podcast, The Japan Baseball Report, either on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to join our Facebook group as well. It is NPB Japan Baseball Report. Stay up to date with all the other followers who are a fan of the Japanese game. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Chusei Manami, Yua Tamiya, and Daigo Kamikawa Kabata. Our friend Jason says he'd hate to be a team of Saitama last in all the NPB. I think they're close to the worst record of all time. Well, Saitama actually had a heck of a run for 22 years. I think they went to 9 Japan Series championships through the 80s and the 90s into the early 2000s. As Manami waits here on the first offering from the right-hander Sakaguchi, and it is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Manami had popped to third his first time up. As the pitch is on the way, there is a breaking ball that is in the dirt, but the home plate umpire said Manami went around. It's now 0-2. I will say this, though, that at least in my opinion, it is the Lions are kind of a ship without a rudder right now. They have not been able to maintain their stars over the last 6 or 7 years. They've had some off-field shenanigans with some of their stars. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field, but it's playable. Underneath it is Santana, and he's there to make the catch, and that is going to retire Manami for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up the catcher, Yua Tamiya. As I say, there's off-field shenanigans that were going on. Shenanigans maybe is a kind word. Otaki Yamakawa got shipped out of town because he had an assault case, we'll just say, similar to that of what Trevor Bauer had to endure. Then at the same point in time, you've also had their captain, which has been in the offseason here pointed out that he has been dabbling with other participants other than his wife. Let's just put it that way. There was a first pitch that missed outside for a ball and a fastball taken for a called strike. The count's 1-1. And then some of the other players that have been there over time, they've left. And you can kind of see why in a way after you've been there. The facility in some ways, I kind of like it, but at the same time, it's kind of antiquated. They got a great training facility. Breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count's 1-2. But the dome that was placed over top of the old stadium as that fastball misses upstairs. It's now 2-2 to Tamiya. It's an open air dome, no air conditioning in the dome. When you think of some of the other domes like the Pepe Dome or the one at Escon Field here or the Tokyo Dome in Tokyo, a lot better place. A lot nicer places to play. Fastball that was fouled away by Tamiya. It's 2-2 still. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball swung on, grounded to the right side, fielded neatly by the second baseman Takioka, who throws to first. And Tamiya is retired on a ground out 4-3. He's in the books for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone, and that'll bring up the second baseman Daigo Kamikawa-Kabata. And for Kamikawa-Kabata, well, he tried a squeeze play in the second inning, and he bunted it right back to the pitcher as Tamiya had gunned down at the plate. And the first pitch coming here from the right-hander is on its way, and it's a fastball off the glove of the catcher Koga all the way to the backstop for ball 1. So 1 ball and no strikes. As I said, the Lions just got a bit of a problem over there right now, and it's kind of sad. It's a proud franchise, but they're, as I say, a bit in disarray as that fastball misses outside. But I do think it's not the pitching. The pitching actually, when you look at their pitching last year, pretty good. Their offense, just terrible. And hopefully with some of the import players and maybe the development of a couple of the other bats, they might be able to put up some runs this year as that fastball is taken for a called strike. It's now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike as the right-hander delivers again. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And the count now goes to 2-2. It's a 4-seam fastball, but there's been a lot of variance on the fastball here out of Sakaguchi. As the 2-2 is on the way, another fastball that misses up and away. Count goes to 3-2. Jason says they're mid on hitting. Yeah, maybe that's even kind. Maybe hot garbage in the hitting department. Hopefully Tyler Nevin and Leandro Cedeno can help the cause. There's a breaking ball taken for a called third strike, and Kamikawa-Kabata is gone for the third out of the inning, and that is going to do it here. So no runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. The only hit so far in the ball game has been the triple by Yua Tamiya. Outside of that, it's been quiet for 4 innings. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back for the top of the 5th in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for being here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now. Let's begin now.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play. But you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
That's right, everybody. Be sure to stop by our friend Matt Hollis after the ball game. Check him out. That's another Hollis build. He's got all kinds of crazy things over there on his channel. It is going to be the heart of the batting order to come up here. It'll be Jose Osuna, Hideki Nagioka, and Yoshihiro Akahane. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters to face Drew Verhagen. Verhagen has been perfect so far through the first 4. As the first pitch is a breaking ball swung on, it's grounded over to third, and it's through the wickets of Kataro Kiyomiya. As that ball got through, you're going to have to believe he's going to get an error on that one. That should have been a ground ball for the first out of the inning. We'll wait for the official scoring on that one there. Nobody's going to feel any worse than that than Kiyomiya. That ball just ate him right up. Couple hops got him on the in-between. It went right through the wickets. Anytime you get him through there, that's going to get it. Looked like it got him off the glove and then off the back or the side of the leg. Into left field it goes. So Osuna is the runner at first, something that the Swallows have not had so far tonight. And that will bring up the shortstop Hideki Nagioka. Nagioka 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to center field his first time up. Batting here, batting .303 in exhibition play. No homers and 3 runs driven in. Pitch on the where he squares to bunt, and that one's bunted foul behind home plate. Count is quickly 0-1. Talking a little bit about the Lions, while the Swallows, how the mighty have fallen back-to-back Japan series, including one championship. And for the last couple of seasons, they have really, really struggled. Thank God for the Chinichi Dragons being in the Central League, because the Swallows would have been right back down to the cellar, as that's a breaking ball that misses down. The count is 1-1 to Nagioka. Definitely was indeed an error charged to Kiyomiya, so there was no discrepancies there. As the right-hander works again to the set, here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded over to second. They go to second for 1, not in time as the runner was on the move, but back to first, and they're able to get the out at first base. It is going to be a ground out, and it's going to go 4-6-3 on that ground out. It's going to advance Osuna over to second. Don't see that every day. Certainly a 4-6-3 put out, but safe at second base is Osuna. Good job to keep out of the double play. He's now in scoring position. That brings up Yoshihiro Akahane, who is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out his first time up. 10 for 41 in exhibition play with those no homers and 6 RBIs. He takes a first pitch breaking ball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Decent crowd tonight at the Escon Field in Hokkaido. We said last night there were a lot of empty seats as that fastball swung on it, is hit over in foul territory on the first base side. Racing over and making the catch up against the fence is Martinez, as he had some room, and that is going to retire Akahane for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here, and that's going to leave it up to the designated hitter, Takashi Miyamoto. Well, Miyamoto's 0 for 1 tonight. He had a scorcher to Martinez at first, his first time up, where he made a really nice play. Martinez holding down the one bag for the Fighters. He's getting a lot of opportunities. He played in the Premier 12 for Cuba. And not to mention that he's not really doing a whole lot of catching these days. That's where he started with the Dragons. There was a breaking ball that misses outside on his 1-0 to Miyamoto. Miyamoto grounded out to first his first time up. He's 0 for 2 in exhibition play. Jason says, hot take incoming. Hokkaido's better than Tokyo. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. Well, that's on my hit list. I've got 2 more places that I really want to get to in Japan. I would like to get to the Hokkaido region in Sendai, up in the northeast. I also want to get to Fukuoka, and that was kind of the original plan, was to actually go to Korea this year and then take the ferry across and go to Fukuoka in Japan. There was a fastball swung onto his line into left field, down the line into the corner, and that's going to go to a soon end. That's the first hit of the ball game here for the Swallows. And that is an RBI double off the bat of Miyamoto. Osuna comes around to score. He scores rather gingerly. He wasn't exactly running at full capacity. So a double and an RBI here off the bat of Miyamoto. That opens up the scoring here. 1-0 now for the Swallows. And that is going to bring up the catcher, Yudai Koga. Our friend Jason Stuff says he'd like to go to Hokkaido. I would too. Sapporo I'd like to go to as well. I just don't really want to go in the wintertime. I'm not a winter person. I can use not to go at that time. But I think it would be a lot of fun to be able to get to Sapporo, get to some of those areas to see the things even in the summer. There's a breaking ball that is waved at and missed. Count is quickly 0-1 to Koga. It's not as hot, they say, in that part in the summer. I'd be interested to see that as well. I like the heat. I don't mind it. Some people really don't like it, but I embrace it. I miss it in some ways. Heat and the humidity. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses upstairs. The count now goes even to 1-1. Jason says he likes the Asakawa area. So 1 ball and 1 strike. There is a breaking ball that is swung on. It has popped up down the right field line, giving chases Martinez, but he's going to watch it sail into the netting, and that's going to run the count to 1-2. Chopper says played roller hockey and Amari and Hokkaido in the summer was like a BC summer day. Perfect. Yeah, for that 3 weeks of the year that BC and the Pacific Northwest gets good weather. Or perfect weather. So 1 ball and 2 strikes as the right-hander delivers again. Breaking ball swung on, chopped past the pitcher, fielded on the run by Mizuno, the shortstop. Throws to first, and that's going to do it. It's a ground out 6-3 as Koga is retired. But there's been damage in the inning as the Swallows draw first blood. They had 1 run in the inning on 1 hit. There was an error, and there was a runner left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 5th inning. Your score is the Swallows 1 and the Fighters no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a bit. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. It is 1-0 for the Swallows. Fighters coming to bat.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. That's right, everybody. We know baseball, and it is going to be the 9-1-2 hitters to come to bat for the Fighters. Be sure to check out our latest podcast on the Japan Baseball Report as we sat down with Eric Fox for a good solid 35, 40 minutes yesterday and banged down our first one. We were talking a little bit about his career. He did play a little bit in Japan, but with the American national team when they were doing their tour in 1983. We do have a pitching change here for the Swallows as they are going to the bullpen. It is going to be number 48, Yuto Kanakubo, who is coming into the ball game. So he is taking over here. He'll be the third pitcher used tonight by the Swallows. So Kanakubo on in relief. Interesting how the two teams are using their pitchers. So Matt Mizuno stepping to bat to face him, and the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1. Our friend Chopper says the Fuji apples off the tree. As that fastball is lifted foul into the seats over on the third base side. The count's 0-2. That the Fuji apples were memorable. I bet they would be. I often wonder, when I was in Scotland a number of years ago, the fruit that you would get in Scotland was absolutely terrible. There's a fastball locally grown. The fastball misses upstairs, and I'll tell you why. I had some cherries. Oh, man, they look great. They were huge. They were kind of like, what you get in Washington State or in British Columbia, Canada. Beautiful kind of Bing cherries. And then you tasted it, and there was no taste. And there was a fastball swung on, and that's fouled away. And the count now still stays at 1-2. I don't know if they did it at a greenhouse. I don't know how they had it, but they had cherries. It was there I think it was there in the month of May or April, whatever it was. Disappointing. And then other fruits and vegetables, pretty bland tasting. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded over to the right side, fielded by Osuna. He's going to take it himself, and that's going to retire Mizuno on a ground out to 3 for out number 1. You get to different parts of the world and different places, and they sometimes have different types of fruits, vegetables, things that are in the area that will lend itself, that they're known for, and certainly that is something that the British Isles are not known for, as their fruits and their vegetables. So there's one gone here in the top of the order. Isabata at the plate. He takes a breaking ball outside for a ball. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Just a reminder, at the end of this half inning, we'd like to call it our Japanese halftime, as we will take an extended break. As the pitch on the way is a fastball swung on, another one grounded over to first, and another one fielded by Osuna, and another race to the bag that he wins. That's the second ground out to first in the inning, so 2 up and 2 away. That's going to leave it up to Go Matsumoto. So we take the extended break. We'll put our music on loop. Get a chance to refresh our beverage. And we will be back to give you the call of the back half of this ball game. This game's clipped along at a decent pace. Surprisingly, for the first 90 minutes that we are, and really only each team with 1 hit, and a scoreline of 1-0. There's a ground ball hit to short, fielded by Nagioka. He throws to first, and that's going to do it. A ground out 6-3. I would have thought that we would have been a little bit faster along in this one, but it is what it is. They go in order to the Fighters in their half of the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. Music goes on loop. Swallows come to bat for the 6th in just a few. We're going to take ourselves a timeout. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us here on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. It is Swallows 1, Fighters no score. We'll be back in just a little bit after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are going to be cruising to the top of the 6th inning. It is a 1-0 ball game here, as it is going to be the Swallows coming to bat. We'll be back in just a few as we finish our little bit of our timeout here. Hang tight, everybody. Here is our friend Steve.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be Naoki Miyanishi coming into the ball game, as he will be replacing the starter Drew Verhagen. So this will see how this works out here, as the lefty is just completing his warm-up tosses and will be ready to rock and roll here in the top of the 6th inning. Our friend Jason says Power Pros versus Marines. Possibly. I think you've got the drums of the Chiba in effect there. It is going to be coming to bat the 9, 1, and 2 hitters to face the left-hander Miyanishi here, and that will be Takioka, then Shiomi, and then Nishikawa. So we're ready to resume the action as the left-hander Miyanishi taking over for Verhagen. Kicks and delivers a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Takioka struck out looking his first time tonight. Ballerville says, who you going for? In this game here tonight, I don't really have a preference. I'm not sure if anybody in the chat has one tonight. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. The count's 1-1. Just wanting good baseball. That's all we want right now. Hopefully the Fighters and the Swallows can provide it the rest of the way tonight. So 1 ball and 1 strike as the lefty holds to the set and kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on and tap foul over on the first base side. Now that runs the count to 1-2. Jason says, I don't know. Jason's a Buffaloes fan, so he's kind of a neutral. Chopper's kind of a Buffaloes fan. He's kind of a neutral. We got everybody listening in here. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul into the seats down the left field line. The count remains at 1-2. We haven't seen Zay in here tonight. He is the resident Fighters fan. I thought he'd been all over this one here. Maybe not until the regular season. He's checked in on some of the games during the week. So 1 ball and 2 strikes as the lefty holds set. Now delivers. Breaking ball misses way outside. The count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. It'll be Shiomi and Nishikawa to follow here in the 6th inning. As Miyanishi kicks and delivers, there's a breaking ball swung on, chopped over to the right side, fielded on the run by Kamikawa Gabata. Throws to first, and Takioka is retired on a ground out 4-3 for the third out, or for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up the top of the order in Yusutaka Shiomi. Jason says he gamed the Swallows a bit on Power Pros. I have a few good memories. Is that that's not the game that they've come out with, has it, man? It looks like Miyanishi has faced 1 batter, and he's getting a round of applause as he comes off the field. Everybody's getting the round of applause for him here. I don't know if that's done intentionally or if that is Kind of the swan song for the lefty. That'll be a pitching change here, and we're going to just take a timeout. So hang tight, everybody. He came in, faced one batter, and that was it. Now the Fighters are going back to their bullpen. We got ourselves a pitching change. I'll keep you entertained with our friend Steve Rademacher here. We'll be right back after this.
Hello, everybody. Steve Rademacher come back at you again. And during this pitching change, for a change of pace, let's open some baseball cards. We'll get through these quickly. 2023 Topps Big League. We have rookie card of Tyler Freeman to go along with a Matt Chapman. And why not a Jake Cronenworth? Shoot 'em, Jake! We do have a rookie card of Brett Beatty. That's pretty cool. To go along with the uncommon Carlos Correa. Pretty common to me, but what do I know? Trey Mancini to go along with a rookie of Kodai Senga. Freddie, tell them about Kodai. And one of my favorites, Devin Williams of my Milwaukee Brewers. All right, looks like the pitcher's coming in. Freddie, you can take over now.
Appreciate you there, Steve. It's going to be Takahita Akita coming on in relief as he will take over here for literally our one-hit wonder in Naoki Miyanishi. He is in for one batter and done. So it'll be the right-hander here taking over. I was starting to say a little bit, we are doing our podcasts and we were doing a update report, but we'll also share some of that with you here. Koyo Aogi was sent packing down to the minors by the Phillies. He absolutely had a terrible spring training. 15 players in spring training in MLB. Tomoyuki Sagano got roughed up a little bit yesterday, giving up the first runs of the preseason to the New York Yankees. I think he gave up 5 runs yesterday. Roughed up in his final start before the regular campaign gets going. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Shiomi. Shiomi 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out and grounded to short in his 2 trips to the plate. Jason Stuff says, like the one they did a partner thing with, there's a fastball that misses down. It counts 1-1. There was a game that was out last year when I was in Japan, and it was like kind of like a card type game, trying to, incorporating the NPB as a fastball swung on. It's looped into shallow center field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. Shiomi's aboard with a 1-out single, and that'll bring up the right fielder in Haruki Nishikawa. And Nishikawa 0 for 2 here in this one tonight. Can't remember what that was. I remember it was like a kind of like the takeoff of what Pokemon or whenever I don't really know the Pokemon or those magic games, that stuff. Don't really know that. So this brings to the plate Nishikawa, who's 0 for 2 tonight. He has grounded to second and struck out his 2 trips. He takes a first pitch fastball on the outside corner for a called strike. I'm not sure he was convinced of that as he leaned back a little bit, looking at the home plate umpire. So no balls and 1 strike. Jason said it was a video game. I remember you were telling us about that last year. 0-1 on the way. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Nishikawa gets himself dug back in. Waiting here on the offering from the right-hander who kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down in the eyes of the home plate umpire. It's now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. We've been doing our podcast, but not only doing our podcast, but we've got them up on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon as well. There's a fastball that is swung on and it is lifted foul down the left field line as it's going to reach the seats, and the count now is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kita gets himself a new baseball. He rubs it up, and he's ready to go back at it here with Nishikawa. The runner, Shiomi, is at first. There's 1 gone here in the 6th. As the right-hander Akita gets his sign, he's ready to go again, but now he fires over to first base, and diving back in time is the runner Nishikawa. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Got some sirens going on in the background, in the distant background. Looks like we may have an ambulance on the way somewhere. So 2-2 to Nishikawa. We'll see if it's going to be coming down our way or not. So Akita ready to go again. He leans in, gets the sign, and Tamiya flashes it to him. And here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on, and it's grounded foul over on the first base side. Count remains at 2-2 to Nishikawa. Domingo Santana waits his turn on deck. We haven't seen the substitutions like crazy as they've been doing in some of the other preseason games with the second last tune-up here before the regular season. I wonder how the managers will play tonight and tomorrow. Maybe give the players a full run out before they start emptying the benches, but we've got to keep our erasers handy. 2-2 on the way. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into deep left center field. Moving over underneath it and making the catch is Matsumoto. That's going to retire Nishikawa for the second out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the left fielder, Domingo Santana. That was a split finger pitch that forgot to split there from Akita. It hung up in the zone. I think that Nishikawa might want that one back. He had a pretty good swing on it, but he just got underneath it a bit. So that brings Santana to the plate tonight. 0 for 2. He has popped out to second and struck out looking in his 2 trips. He's watched his season spring average drop to 226. Pitch on the way. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Santana. Waiting here on the offering, and it's a bit of a quick pitch from Akita. Fastball misses upstairs. Counts 1-1. The letter of the law, the rules of the NPB is they're supposed to hold set for 3 seconds. Not sure that was even a second. The way that Akita got rid of that in a big hurry. Here comes the 1-1. Fastball misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-1. I'm not really sure why that rule would be implemented in place that they have to hold for 3 seconds. I can't say that I've seen a ton of balks in the NPB, although we did see Trevor Bauer get called for one against the Oryx Buffaloes a couple of weekends ago. As the 2-1 is on the way, it's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 3-1. Kind of curious to see if Bauer is going to get a start. He started a second team game on the 18th. So I'm kind of curious to see if he might get the nod for the Bay Stars tomorrow night on 4 days rest. As they throw to first base, and diving back in time is the runner Shiomi. Nevertheless, we're going to call that one tomorrow night between the Bay Stars and the Saitama Seabu Lions. It'll be at 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 a.m. Eastern if you're up and around. Got nothing else to do, hang out with us. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed. Counts now full to Santana. So Shiomi will be on the move here once the ball is delivered to the plate. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is. And there is a breaking ball that is swung on and missed, and that is going to do it. Santana in the books for the Third out of the inning, he goes quietly here. Do the Swallows. No runs in the inning. There was a hit. There were no errors, and there was one runner left aboard. Your score as we move to the bottom half of inning number 6. It is the Fighters trailing the Swallows 1-0. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Whether you listen live or on delay, always a pleasure to have you here. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the last half of the 6th inning and slated to come to bat here for the Fighters are Kotaro Kiyomiya, Ariel Martinez, and Franmil Reyes, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Fighters. The question from our friend Jason in the chat says, did Domingo Santana play for the M's? Yeah, he did. Also played with the Brewers, too, and I believe the Texas Rangers at the big league levels. The first pitch fastball misses outside for a ball. Santana really had come over to Japan in the heart of his career. I don't understand really why nobody in Major League Baseball picked up his bat. I mean, he slugged, I think, 29 homers or 30 homers one year as a breaking ball is taken for a called strike. You'd figure even a team like the Rockies or the Oakland A's would have kicked the can on him before shoving him off over to Japan. As the pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, counts 1 and 2. And I could see defensively why nobody would want him, because I watched him play live a couple of times against the Murray Giants a couple of years ago, and you kind of have to watch him with a hand covering your eyeballs and just peeking from in between the fingers as that ball is grounded over to first, fielded by Osuna. He's going to step on the bag, ground out to 3 for the first out of the inning. He's not the most fleet of foot. His roots to the ball can be entertaining if you were a fan of the opposition. But for the home team, he could probably drive you a little bit crackers. But it's hard to deny the bat. I mean, you think about it, he's been north of 300 before in the NPB. He's kind of in the heart of his career. And, it's certainly a level that he can play at over there and be productive. But you think that a major league team would try to have taken a chance on him before he got one across, or at least another one would. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is driven into right center field, and it's going to get down, and it's going to get away from the right fielder, Nishikawa, and he picks it up, and cruising into second base with a double is Ariel Martinez. That's going to be his first knock of the evening. So Martinez with a one-out double, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Franmil Reyes, to the plate. Jason says, yeah, so it is the same guy. Yes, it is. That's a good piece of hitting there by Martinez. He really inside out of the ball, went the other way. That's a professional hitter right there with Martinez. Although he did struggle in that Premier 12 tournament for Cuba. I remember he only had like 1 or 2 hits. And Cuba was not very good in that tournament. This brings Reyes to the plate, who is 0 for 2 tonight. 8 for 27 in exhibition play with a couple of homers and 4 RBIs. He's got a fly out to right, and he bounded into a fielder's choice to end the 3rd inning. So the right-hander working himself to the set here. Here comes the offering to Franmil Reyes. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. This ball is going to be caught. Diving catch by Nishikawa, and he fires it back in, and they can't double off Martinez. Oh, what an outstanding play. If that was in North America, you'd be getting that all over Sports Center. It'd be pushing the NCAA tournament plays out of the way. Franmil Reyes is going to feel snake bitten on that one. He hits the sinking liner to right field, but what a play there by Nishikawa to retire him for the second out of the inning. Can't ask for a better defensive play, and that's going to leave it up to the right fielder, Chusei Minami. And for Minami, he is 0 for 2. He has popped out to the third baseman and flown to left in his 2 trips. As we said, he has struggled in the exhibition play. At times he looks brilliant, and then he looks lost. He's 5 for 27 now, batting a .185, 2 homers and 3 runs driven in. Those don't include the 2 homers that he hit in the series in Taiwan. So Minami looking to try to do some damage here to pick up the Fighters as they trail 1-0 here in the last of the 6th. Right-hander works himself to the set, checks the runner, and now delivers. Fastball that just misses outside. Count as 1 ball and no strikes to Minami. Scores from around the NPB. We'll get you caught up on those. Only one game is going to go off a little bit later. That's the Lions and the Bay Stars at the Balluna Dome. That goes off at 2 a.m. Pacific, 5 a.m. Eastern. We're not going to stick around for that one. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0 on Minami. Bottom of the 6th inning at the Tokyo Dome, the Giants have a 4-2 lead over the Marines. Top of the 6th at the Vantolin Dome, it is 1-1 Dragons and Eagles. That could be a preview of the Basement Bowl between the 2 teams that could be. Eagles are on their way south as well, by the way. Even the Lions might even have a chance to catch the Eagles this year. Buffaloes are beating the Tigers 3-2 in Osaka. That's in the Kyocera Dome. That's in the bottom of the 6th inning. There's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. It's now 2-1 to Minami. And the other game, which is now a final, the Carp knocked off the Hawks 2-1 at the PayPay Dome. That'll be a return leg tomorrow in Hiroshima between the same 2 clubs. They're doing a home and home, Fukuoka and Hiroshima in that one. So here comes the 2-1 pitch as the right-hander holds to the set, now delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. Its grounded foul over on the third base side, just past the third base coach's box. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jason says he's playing online Power Pros, and he's playing a dude who is playing as the Tigers. The Hanshin Tigers, I take it. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Minami. 2 gone here in the last half of the 6th inning. Swallows are clinging to a 1-0 lead. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on it. It is chopped back to the pitcher, but it's off the foot of Minami. And that keeps the count at 2-2. Couple things that I found interesting is calling the games, doing the play-by-play pretty, I don't want to say pretty easy. I want to say I'm more comfortable in doing it. Doing the podcast where you're by yourself, that's also a unique art. I think of some of the people who do podcasts around and about. There's a magical art in doing it, especially when you're having to talk to yourself and to think about some of the things off the top of your head, or at least, working off of brief bullet points and notes to keep your thoughts in order to be able to give your listeners information that they want to hear. And then there's the third one, and that's actually doing an interview, and certainly doing the interview last night with Eric, a little bit different. not quite as refined in the interview process as maybe other people would be. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses down to Manami. That was at 95. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Katakubo really can rear back and throw some heat. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Manami. As the right-hander ready to go again, he gets his sign from Koga. And the payoff pitch is on the way. Kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down. It's going to be ball 4. And Manami's aboard with a walk. That's not maybe the worst thing in the world, as he is now going to be facing Yua Tamiya. The walk here to Manami creates the force with 2 outs. Certainly that 4, 5, and 6 spots in the batting order are 3 hitters that can really do a lot of damage. Well, it looks like we may have ourselves a pitching change here as the Swallows pitching coach is on his way to the mound. It looks like it's going to be the end of the night. And we are going to have ourselves a change. So hang around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. We'll find out who that is. We'll be back here in just a few. It is a 1-0 lead for the Swallows. We're in the bottom half of the 6th. The Fighters are threatening. We'll be back after this little timeout from our friend Steve.
Thank you, Freddie. And hey, guys, let's open up a 5-card pack of 2023 Topps Baseball. And remember, during this timeout, you can also go visit some other channels. Oh, look, Jeter Downs. Bleh. Diamond Princess. She's great. Oh, there's a Cubby. Screw that. Hey, go check out the one and only Bud Stoney. Oh, here's one for another Hollis build. And you can stay anywhere you want to when you're around Freddie and the Seattle area. That's good for Mr. Enfuego. And you know what? Why don't we bring out one of the Oakland A's for a league of her own? Bingo! Thank you, Freddie. Pitchers look like they're ready. Let's play ball!
Appreciate you there, Steve. It is going to be a pinch hitter as well coming to bat, and we do have a pitching change, so we'll have to get that for you here. Moving into the on-deck circle, and it looks like it is going to be number 61. That's going to be Yuma Imanaga, who is coming in to pinch hit. So that'll be our first look at him. So Imanaga on to pinch hit in this situation. We didn't get the number yet of the Swallows pitcher who is coming on in relief. Yua Tamiya will be the one who is pinch hit for. That means we'll probably going to get a new catcher, because the pinch hitter Imagawa is listed as an outfielder, so I don't think we're going to see him coming back. And it is going to be a left-hander. So it is going to be number 53, and that is Hiroki Hasegawa, who is coming on in relief. He'll be the 4th pitcher used by the Swallows tonight. So Hasegawa on in relief. And they have brought in the pinch hitter who is a right-handed hitter. This is, as we said, number 61, Yuma Imagawa. So we'll also see if maybe if Shinjo might have a double switch in place. So here he is as he steps in. Imagawa ready to face the lefty here. So Hasegawa working from the stretch position. 2 gone here. Runners at first and second. The first pitch, a breaking ball that misses outside for a ball. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. As the left-hander again holds to the set position. And now he delivers. There's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded up the middle into center field for a base hit. Shiomi bobbles the ball, and then he loses it, and the ball rolls away from him into left center field as he gets down to the ground, and the runners are just racing around the bases. Now they've got Manami has come in to score. The runner, the batter runner, Imagawa, celebrating himself. They're going to have to go out and check on the center fielder Shiomi as he's down on one knee. As he is limping there, we're going to have to see what happens if he's going to stay in the ball game or not. The trainer and the manager are coming out. That was one bizarre play, and here you go. You've got 2 runs on the board. It looks like there's not a question. Shiomi is coming out of the ball game after that. We're going to have to get a look at that one on how they're going to officially score this. It's definitely a single and an RBI off the bat of Imanaga. So that is going to plate Martinez with the first run. And around to score was Manami on a completely weird play. But as I said, Shiomi went down. And by the time he went down, Manami, who was on first, he took off and came all the way around to score. The ball trickled into left center field. And Shiomi is exiting the ball game here. And now it is a 2-1 lead for the Fighters. We're going to have to see if another RBI is going to be there. But the manager has come out to announce who the substitution will be, and we'll have to get that for you here in a moment as soon as we find out. But unbelievable play. Shiomi's going down to the locker room as he walks gingerly off of the field. Absolutely crazy play. So Imagawa drives in 1. We'll look at that replay again as we try to paint it for you. It was a hard hit ball up the middle, past the diving glove of the shortstop, or past the shortstop, Nagioka. And then just as he went down, nice read there by Manami, and he just kept pouring right around from second base. Santana did a good job of covering, but he was a little late to the party as that runner Manami came all the way around from first to score the second run. What a way that is going to end up going down. As I say, we're going to have to see how they score that one, or at least how they scored officially. Completely bizarre. And it looks like there's 2 changes now. Looks like that the Swallows are going to move. I'm not sure who they're going to move out there. It looks like they've got a couple of plays, the center fielder and the right fielder, but it looks like they're going to have an immediate pitching change as well. So we got all kinds of changes going on over here. We're going to take a little time out. We'll be back in just a couple of moments. Our friend Zay says, go Fighter, just got off work and missed the whole game. Jason says he's out of here, so he's taken off. Have a great rest of your night, too. Appreciate you for hopping in and listening in with us. Well, we got a 2-1 lead for the Fighters. They scored on a bizarre play. There was an error here charged. We got a pitching change. We're going to take a little time out, get caught up here, and we'll be back in just a couple moments, everybody. Hang tight. You're listening to the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. 2-1 Fighters, bottom of the 6th. Welcome back, everybody. We got some changes that are happening and forthcoming fast and furious. It'll be Taishi Ichiyama who is coming out of the bullpen to pitch here for the Swallows. He is now going to be the 5th pitcher used for Yakult in this one. And we'll try to get you the other substitutions and movements as well as Shiomi's night is done. They're going to move over into center field. Nishikawa, the right fielder who started tonight, that would be Haruki Nishikawa. He is going to move into center field. And coming into play right field is going to be Kazuya Murayama. So he takes over in the batting order for Shimizu. So Kazuya Murayama into the ball game as the right fielder. We have a pinch hitter coming to bat here for Daigo Kamikawa Kabata. It looks like it is going to be Namura who is coming up. So we'll get that in place for you as well. So we have all the happenings going on here. And on top of that, it is Yuki Nomura who is in the ballgame. So they did rule it as an error on Shiomi. So an RBI single there off the bat of Imanaga. He goes to second on the error by the center fielder, and that allowed the runner Manami to score all the way from first. So this is Yuki Nomura at the plate. He is the pinch hitter for Kamikawa Kabata. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses inside for a ball. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. So Hasegawa only faced 1 batter, and his day was done. And now it is the right-hander Ishiyama's turn to face a bunch of the fighters. So the right-hander holds to the set. Now he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes even to 1-1. Ball and 1 strike it is. Bottom of the 6th inning, fighters have taken the lead with 2 runs here. Right-hander against the right-hander. Runner at second with 2 gone. As Ishiyama kicks and fires, there's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is hit into left field. It's down for a base hit. Santana fields it. They're going to hold the runner at third. That's a single off the bat of Nomura. He gets himself a knock. Now they got runners at the corners with 2 gone, and it's slated to bring up Katsuki Mizuno. And all to the approval of the manager, Shinjo. So Tatsuki Mizuno. Coming to the bat here, looking to pad some runs onto the board here for the fighters. We'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow night, 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 a.m. Eastern. And that was a quick tour here for Nomura. He's already been pinch run for over at first base. As I say, we got a lot of changes moving on here. Number 58 is in the ball game. And that would be Taiki Narama. So Taiki Narama more than likely going to be playing in the infield. Narama in the run for Nomura. As the right-hander Ishiyama works himself to the set position. Now the pitch. Fastball just misses down for a ball. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Swallows and Fighters from Escon Field. We're glad you guys could make it in here with us tonight. Lots of baseball to be had coming up as the season is just getting itself ready to go. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on, ripped into right field. Coming in hard and making the catch is the new right fielder, Murayama. And that is going to do it, as that will retire Mizuno here for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is it here for the Fighters. Well, the Fighters in the inning scored 2 runs on the benefit of 3 hits. There was an error, and there was 2 runners left aboard. We are now moving to the top of the 7th inning. Your score is the Fighters 2, the Swallows 1. They're doing their dance, trying to get some runs. Are the Swallows supporters? We'll find out when we get back in just a couple of moments. We appreciate you guys for listening in with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving ourselves to the seventh inning. Slated to come to bat will be the heart of the order for the Swallows. That would be Osuna, Nagioka, and Akahane, but we'll have to wait and see who exactly will be coming to bat here. Imanaga had that base hit that tied the ball game, and the error by Shiomi allowed Manami to score all the way from first base. 2-1, the Fighters have the lead as we cruise to the top of inning number 7. Just waiting on the update here to see if indeed the Fighters will continue with their reliever here, if they are going to the bullpen. It was Ikeda who is on in relief. Looks like they have gone to a new pitcher. This is number 41. This is Koki Fukutani, and the first pitch he delivers was taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So Fukutani delivering to Osuna, and there's a fastball that misses down. It runs the count now even at 1-1. Drew Verhagen with the start tonight, and he has been followed by Miyanishi, Ikeda, and now Koji Fukutani. And there's a pitch that is swung on and missed. Fourth pitcher used. So a bit of a pitching parade out of the bullpen now. By both of these ball clubs. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Osuna. The pitch on the way is a breaking ball swung on. Grounded back to the pitcher. He throws a bullet over to first base. It's going to go down as a ground out 1-3. So he's out in the books for the first out of the inning. 1 away, and that's going to bring up Hideki Nagioka. Nagioka 0 for 2. He has flown to center and he is grounded out. His 2 trips to the plate. Fukutani wasted no time. Fires an absolute missile over to first. Probably a little bit of an overkill in that situation. Didn't need to do that. All kinds of time. Here comes the first pitch to Nagioka. It's a fastball that misses down for a ball. Count is 1-0. No balls and 1 strike. Right-hander Fukutani rocks into the windup and delivers. There's a fastball swung on, grounded over to second. Fielded neatly. I believe that's Narama who has stayed in the game, and he throws to first, and that is going to retire Nagioka. And it is indeed Narama, ground out 4-3. As we said, we had some changes here, so we're trying to get caught up on any of the defensive one. It's Tori Fushimi, who is now behind the plate, as Imanaga had done the pinch hitting, but Fushimi is now the player in that spot of the batting order. First pitch is a breaking ball and misses down and away to Akahane. Count is 0-1. Akahane 0 for 2 tonight, struck out and popped out to the first baseman in his 2 trips. Pitch on the way, fastball misses up and in. The count now goes to 2-0, so 2 balls and no strikes. Should he find a way on, it'll be Miyamoto who waits his turn on deck. There's a fastball that misses down and away. It's now 3 balls and no strikes. Fighters with a 2-1 lead here in the top of the 7th inning as the right-hander delivers. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 3-1. 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 errors for the Fighters, 1, 2, and 1 for the Swallows. As the right-hander fires, it's a fastball swung on. It is hit over to short, fielded by Mizuno. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Akahane for the 3rd out of the inning. Ground out 6-3. That is the 3rd out here as the Swallows go quietly and in order in inning number 7. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're now moving to the bottom half of the 7th inning. We appreciate you guys for listening in with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Got our rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game here for you and your listening pleasure. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is yet another pitching change here for the Swallows as they are going back to the bullpen again. It is going to be number 43. This is Daiki Yamamoto as he is coming on in relief. This will be now the sixth pitcher used by the Swallows in this one. So Daiki Yamamoto on in relief as he is slated to face the top of the order. And that would be Ryota Isobata, Go Matsumoto, and Kotaro Kiyomiya, but we'll have to keep our eyes peeled here if we will have ourselves any more substitutions, as it has been coming fast and furious here as of late. There are some defensive substitutions right now as well, as it looks like Domingo Santana's day is done and left. And we do have a new first baseman, as well as Jose Osuna's day will be done at first base. We kind of expected that the changes would be happening. We'll have to get you caught up on that as they become available. It looks like number 51 is Taiki Hamada, but we didn't catch who the first baseman would be in replacement of Osuna. So here comes the first pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. He's about a tonight 0 for 3. He has grounded out twice and struck out in his 3 trips. As the pitch on the way is a fastball that is swung on and fouled away over down the left field line, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Lefty works himself to the set again. Here comes the pitch from Yamamoto. Breaking ball drops in for a called strike. Count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. We expect that we will have a decent crowd in for next weekend, especially opening night in the NPB. There is a fastball that misses outside. We haven't selected our game yet. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'd like to see a good pitching matchup and be able to take something along those lines that we can jump on top of and give a call for. But we'll see. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside. It's now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. It looks like it is Masuda who is the first baseman. That is Shumasuda. So that'll be the changes there. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. Isabata gone for the second time tonight on strikes. He's out for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the left fielder in Go Matsumoto. So just making sure that we've got all our changes appropriately. And coming to bat here, Matsumoto, he is officially 0 for 1 tonight. He has walked twice, stolen a base, and he's grounded out. Takes a first pitch, breaking ball for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Matsumoto as the lefty delivers again. There's a fastball that misses down, and it's now 1-1. As we say, we're just getting caught up on our changes. I have a feeling that there's going to be more to come. As the left-hander again delivers, it's a slow breaking ball swung on, and it's lifted foul down the right field line. It gets into the seats, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Matsumoto. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fighters got 2 runs in the bottom half of the 6th inning to take the lead. As there is a fastball that misses down. It's now 2-2 to Matsumoto. But a bit of a bizarre turn of events. Bizarre turn of events. The single off the bat of Imanaga, but the error by the center fielder Shimizu, which led to Chusei Minami scoring all the way from first base. And also Shimizu leaving the ball game through an injury. There was a fastball swung on. It is lifted down the right field line, of another one slicing into the netting. And the count remains at 2-2. We hope that he's going to be okay. That is Shimizu. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Matsumoto here, batting with 1 gone in the last half of the 7th inning. We're getting into the deep water as the Swallows are starting to run out of outs. And the pitch from the lefty on the way. It's a fastball that misses up, and the count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. I'm kind of interested to take a look and see what some of the other players. We have a couple of kids that, I say kids, they're young men now, as that fastball swung on and fouled into the feet of Matsumoto. There was a player with the Fighters who did some of our programming years ago who is playing. And then we had another young lad who is playing with the Lions. Don't know him as well. Know his mom. Just checking in on, see how some of these are doing. Some of the players are in the training squad or development squad, and you could get their second team numbers. There's no first team numbers. Although this particular player doesn't have anything here as well. So 3 balls and 2 strikes as the lefty kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line. It's going to reach the netting. Keeps the count at 3-2 to Matsumoto. So this is turning into quite the battle. This is an 8-pitch at bat here. Taro Kiyomiya waiting his turn on deck. Lefty gets the sign as he's ready to go again. Here comes the pitch from Yamamoto. As it's on its way, it's a fastball swung on. It is lifted into left field, moving over underneath it, and there to make the catch is Hamada, and that is going to retire Matsumoto for the second out of the inning. So 2 in the books, and that will leave it up to the third baseman, Kitaro Kiyomiya. So Kiyomiya tonight 0 for 3, but it was his error back in the 5th inning that allowed the Swallows to score their first run. Drew Verhagen had retired the first 12 batters of the ball game. And there was an error by Kiyomiya right through the legs that ended up eventually leading to that first run. Fastball misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Verhagen continued to get the next 2 outs, and then he allowed a 2-out double to Miyamoto to drive home, at the time, Jose Osuna. Pitch on the way, breaking ball misses inside. The count now goes to 2-0. Pretty solid start by Verhagen. I didn't get a final pitch count on Verhagen. I'll try to look that up. But it was very impressive in terms of the number of balls that he had thrown. One point he'd thrown 24 pitches and only 2 balls. There was a breaking ball that misses upstairs. The count is now 3-0. So here comes the 3-0 offering as the lefty again works to the set. Kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count goes to 3-1. By our count tonight, it was 56 pitches for Verhagen. And it should be easy to count the number of balls. As that pitch misses outside, the appeal to the third base umpire. It's going to be ball 4 for Kiyomiya. He's going to get himself a 2-out walk, and that'll bring up Ariel Martinez, or slated to bring up Ariel Martinez to the plate. So just going back to Verhagen for a second, he threw 56 pitches tonight in the ball game. And only 12 balls by our accounts. So that meant that he threw 44 strikes and 12 balls. Ouch. That's pretty impressive. Up around 80 some odd % strike rate. In fact, to the point of almost being too good. That's what I had for ball strikes. I'll have to take a look and see what the official statistics had him for, but I'm pretty confident in our numbers. So Martinez waits on the first pitch. It is a fastball that he swings through and misses, and the count is quickly 0-1. Martinez 1 for 2 tonight. He scored the first of 2 runs in the 6th inning. He's also walked and flown to left. Batting from the right side here against the left-handed throwing Yamamoto. As the lefty works himself to the set position, here comes the 0-1. Kicks and fires. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Martinez. So no balls and 2 strikes. Martinez waggling the bat, waiting here on the offering from the lefty. As he works himself to the set position. And now he steps off the backside, does Yamamoto, and we're going to go through this all over again. So lefty Yamamoto ready to go. He's got the runner at first is Kiyomiya. It's no balls and 2 strikes to Martinez. There's 2 gone here in the 7th inning. He holds to the set, and now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is popped up into right center field. Moving over underneath it with room to make the catch is going to be Murayama, and that's going to do it here for the Fighters in their half of the 7th. They strand a runner. They got no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left aboard. Your score as we are now through 7 complete. It is the Fighters 2 and the Swallows 1. We'll be back in just a few. The Swallows coming to bat here in the 8th inning. We'll give you all of what you need when we return after this. Got ourselves a 2-1 ball game. It is moving to the top of the 8th inning, and we'll be back in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Number 67, another Yamamoto coming in. This is Takumi Yamamoto. as he will take over here for the Fighters. He's just a little guy, as he is, if I remember correctly, he had come over from the Dragons a couple of years ago. He's going to be the 5th pitcher used by the Fighters in this one. To do a double check on Takumi Yamamoto. He was originally selected in the 6th draft pick for the Dragons in the 2017 draft. He was traded alongside Yuya Gunji to the Fighters in exchange for Shingo Usami and Koki Saito. There's a first pitch fastball that misses upstairs for ball, and the count is 1-0. It is Miyamoto, Koga, and Takioka to come to bat here, or at least slated to come to bat. As the pitch on the way is a breaking ball that misses down and in. So these two ball clubs would have seen Yamamoto in the past in some capacity. So 2 balls and no strikes to Miyamoto. Hander Yamamoto ready to deliver. He kicks and he fires. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, Yamamoto working himself to the set position. Here comes the pitch. On the way, fastball swung on and line foul into the dugout down the left field line. 2 balls and 2 strikes it is to Miyamoto. And the 2-2 on the way. A fastball swung on. It is hit fair down the left field line past the diving third baseman. Rounding first and heading to second. And the throw, oh boy. He has to turn on the brakes and head back as it took an interesting carom off the wall down the left field line. The left fielder, Matsumoto, did a great job of fielding it and getting it back in. We're going to get a look at the replay of this one here. Ball was smoked down the left field line, just past the diving third baseman, Kiyomiya. Kiyomiya really didn't have a chance to get to that one, but it is going to be a good play by Matsumoto to hold Miyamoto to a single. Looks like his night is going to be over. We're going to have a pinch runner for him. As coming into the ball game for the Swallows is number 0. This is Hidetaka Namiki. And they are squaring to bunt, and Namiki dives back to first base. So Namiki into pinch run. Koga already squaring, so we know what the Swallows have in mind here. They're going to try to play for that 1 run back. Top of the 8th inning, Fighters enjoying a 2-1 lead. Koga 3 for 14 in exhibition play, so a little wonder why they're asking him to bunt. Breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Koga. Catcher is the former Buffalo Tori Fushimi, who had taken over behind the plate for Tamiya. So no balls and 1 strike here. Swallows starting to run out of outs. They've got 6 left to play with here. Find themselves in the hole here at 2-1. We'll keep an eye on the runner because Mickey can run a little bit. Yamamoto holding himself to the set position. Here comes the 0-1 offering. Pitch on the way. Koga showing bunt, squares and pulls back. So that is going to be 1 ball and 1 strike to Koga. It looked like he wanted to try to drive the fielders in and then you try to ram something by him. They had the crash play on. Did the Fighters on that one there. So flashing the signs is Fushimi again. The shortstop Mizuno is playing very close to the bag at second base. He's just slightly to the left field side of the bag. You've got the second baseman, Narama. He's more into the 4-hole. Again, squaring the bunt is Koga, and there's a breaking ball that comes up and in and backs him off the plate. It's now 2 balls and a strike. So 2 balls and a strike here to Koga. Lots of action still to come as we will be back on the airwaves again tomorrow night. As we mentioned, it'll be Lions and Bay Stars. 2-1 pitch delivered, bunted down the first baseline. It's a good one, fielded by Martinez. He throws it to Narama covering first. That's going to go as a sacrifice. 3-4 on the putout. Koga in the books for the first out of the inning. Advancing to second is Namiki. That's going to bring up the second baseman, or it's slated to bring up the second baseman, or you see Takioka to the plate. So high fives for Koga all the way around. He gets the job done. And it looks like we've got Takioka coming up. He is 0 for 2, 3 for 19 in the exhibition play. He has grounded out and struck out looking tonight. And the first pitch from Yamamoto on the way as a breaking ball swung on it is lifted into right field. Manami going back, Manami looking up, and Manami watching this one fly into the bullpen. It's going to be a 2-run homer off the bat of Takioka. Oh, we didn't see that coming. And now the Swallows have taken themselves a 3-2 lead. The 9-hole hitter deposits a 2-run shot into the bullpen. And the Swallows now have regained the lead at 3-2. And that's going to bring up the top of the order in Kazuya Murayama. So our friend Zay, who's the resident fighter fan, he's not going to be happy about that one. Well, that's why it's only exhibition. That ball was absolutely scorched. Hung a breaking ball, did Yamamoto, and he turned on it. And here we go back to the live action. Fastball that is waved at and missed. Count is quickly 0-1 here to Murayama. This is Murayama's first at bat tonight as he came in to replace Shiomi. Left the ball game injured. There's the fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. So this game was cruising right along. Now it's kind of hit a bit of a rut. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball swung on, popped up over on the third base side. Giving chase is Kiyomiya, but he's going to watch that drift into the seats. And the count here now is going to remain at no balls and 2 strikes to Murayama. Two-run homer off the bat of Takioka has given the Swallows a 3-2 lead. Fastball just misses down. I'm not sure where that pitch was. That looked pretty darn good. Home plate umpire didn't have the same agreement as what we thought. So 1 ball and 2 strikes as the right-hander again kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that spiked up to the plate. The count now goes to 2-2. This is definitely not Yamamoto's finest, that is for sure. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander kicks and delivers. Breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count now remains at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Fighters took the lead with 2 runs in the last half of the 6th inning, but the 2-run homer here off the bat of Takioka have put the Swallows back out in front. There's a ball chopped over to second. They're going to have to hurry. Nice play by Narama. He fields it and throws to first. Murayama is retired on a ground out 4-3 for the second out of the inning. I was going to leave it up to the now center fielder Haruki Nishikawa. And for Nishikawa, well, he's 0 for 3 tonight. He has grounded out, he struck out, and he's flown out. So he bats here 7 for 26 in exhibition play, batting .269. First pitch fastball misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes to Nishikawa. Again, the right-hander works himself to the belt, and now he kicks and delivers a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Once this game is done, we'll give you a quick recap of this one here, and we'll also give you the roundup from around the NPB. Before we call it a night, there's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. As we mentioned, the Fighters 9-3-2 entering the play tonight. The Swallows were 8-4-1. Breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count goes to 2-2. As the right-hander Yamamoto ready to deliver again. 2-2 pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and is grounded foul over to the third base dugout. The count remains at 2-2. It looks like Nishikawa is going to have to, maybe he's going to survive that bat. We thought maybe he was going to go and get himself a new piece of lumber, but it looks like that one is going to survive. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Waiting on deck is Taiki Hamada, who came into the ballgame in replacement of Domingo Santana. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. That was at 94 on the gun. 3 balls, 2 strikes down to Nishikawa. It's not been an easy inning here for Yamamoto. 23 pitches already, including the 2-run gopher ball issued to Takioka. And the 3-2 on the way. Breaking ball misses upstairs. It's going to be ball 4. And Nishikawa is going to be aboard with a 2-out walk, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Taiki Hamada. And for Hamada, well, he is going to make his first at-bat here this evening as he entered the ballgame defensively in the 7th inning after Domingo Santana had his last at-bat. They do have some action in the Finder bullpen in case that Yamamoto can't get out of this inning. So Hamada waiting here on the offering. Big pitch, and the first one is a fastball that's in on the hands, swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. 3-2 Swallows. They have the lead here in the 8th. This game here, you'd think for the lack of scoring, that the game would be clipping along at a pretty good pace, but not tonight, and not this one. Here comes the 0-1 from Yamamoto. Kicks and delivers. Fastball misses up and in and turns Hamada away, and the count is 1-1. Little theatrics there, I think, from Hamada. That pitch wasn't as bad as it seemed. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Yamamoto throws over to first, and diving back in time is the base runner, Nishikawa. Getting the right-hander ready to go again. Gets the sign, and he works himself to the belt. Here comes the 1-1. Breaking ball misses outside. It's now 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Hamada. Again, the right-hander Yamamoto working himself to the set. Pitch on the way. Fastball misses upstairs. It's now 3-1. I would have to think here, if he loses Hamada, we may see the end of it for him here. He's at 28 pitches. There is action in the bullpen. This is the 6th batter that he's faced in the inning. He's been able to get 2 out, 1 on a sacrifice bunt and 1 on a ground out, but it's been a chore ever since. So 3 balls and 1 strike as Hamada waiting here on the offering from Yamamoto. Yamamoto checks the runner over at first. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on and missed, and the count now goes full to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. The runner's going to be on the move with the pitch to the plate. Yamamoto again ready to go. As he leans in, gets the sign. Again, he checks over the runner at first base. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball, misses upstairs. It's going to be ball 4. Back-to-back walks issued by Yamamoto. Puts runners of the Swallows at first and second. The pitching coach is on his way to the mound. Wonder if we're going to make a change yet or not. Shinjo's not coming out of the dugout, so this is your last batter pep talk, as it's going to be Shu Masuda coming to the plate. Masuda, this will be his first at bat. He had come in to replace Jose Osuna. And so that was a pretty quick conference, as the pitching coach has made his way back to the dugout. So Masuda coming to bat here. Swallows looking to try to extend their lead as they have themselves a 3-2 lead here in the 8th inning. All the scoring has come after the 5th inning in this one. We've had a pitching parade for both teams, especially since the starter Verhagen left for the Fighters, who was cruising along. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Other scores from around the NPB tonight. The game is over at the PayPay Dome. 2-1, the Carp beat the Hawks. Here's the 0-1. Fastball swung on and missed, and now the count goes to 0-2. Top of the 9th inning in Osaka at the Kyocera Dome, 3-3 Tigers and Buffaloes. Top of the 8th inning, it is 1-1 with the Dragons and the Eagles. Bottom of the 9th, Giants and the Marines are tied at 4. And the other game that's going on will go on later, is the Lions and the Bay Stars, as that fastball misses upstairs, and it's now 1-2. Last pitch was at 94 miles an hour on the gun. So Yamamoto ready to go again as he holds himself to the set position. Here comes the 1-2 offering. Fastball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line, and the count remains at 1-2. Again, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Masuda. He's batting here with 2 runners on and 2 gone in the 8th. And 2 runs across the board already for the Swallows in the inning. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, but instead they throw over to first base. They try to backpick the runner. They were unable to be successful in doing it. That was interesting. That's a play that they would put on. You don't usually see with runners at first and second that they're going to throw over to first. But Ariel Martinez had come in from the backside, a timing play. Yamamoto had thrown over. That was pretty cool. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is, as the right-hander again holds set. Now delivers. There's a fastball that misses down. It's now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. I didn't get the stopwatch out, but I would have to say that this inning has got to be the longest inning of the ball game, without a doubt. The bottom here, or the top half of the 8th inning. 35 pitches already delivered by Yamamoto. Here's the next one. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And he finally gets himself out of a jam, but that was not an easy inning. 2 runs in the inning on the home run off the bat of Takioka on the benefit of 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 runners left aboard. Your score as we move to the bottom of the 8th inning, it is the Swallows 3 and the Fighters 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a little bit. We appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this.
Shall we begin? Let's begin now. Let's begin now.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters slated to come to bat here for the Fighters in inning number 8. And by our counts, that would be Franmil Reyes, Chusei Manami, and Tori Fushimi. As we will also get ourselves a pitching change here, as it is the Swallows going to the bullpen yet again. It is going to be number 20 entering the fray. That would be Naofumi Kizawa. So he will take over here in the 8th inning. So Naofumi Kizawa on in relief. As he will come on to pitch and have to face, as we said, slated to be Reyes, Manami, and Fushimi. We'll see if Reyes is going to come up for his 4th at bat. Yes, he is. He is 0 for 3 tonight. He has flown out twice, lined out to right, flew out to right, and bounced into a fielder's choice. And the first pitch is a fastball that bounces up to the plate for ball 1. So 1 ball and no strikes. Reyes in the exhibition season, 8 for 28, hitting .286, a couple of homers and 4 RBIs. Had that big 3-run blast in last night's game. A little bit snake-bitten here tonight. He's hit the ball well when he has put it in play, especially that last one, a diving play by the right fielder. And the pitch is a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left center field. This ball could be trouble. And this ball is going to be gone. A home run for Franmil Reyes. And just like that, the Fighters have tied it back up. There was a no-doubter there, almost to straightaway center field as Reyes rounds the bases. So that's a good sign for the Fighters. He is getting hot at the right time with opening day just a few days away. So the big man steps on home plate as he has deposited that into the seats. 3rd home run of the exhibition season, 5 RBIs to go with it. I don't know what he's doing here, but it's quite the interesting celebration that Reyes brings to the table for his home runs. So that is going to bring up Chusei Manami to the plate. And the first pitch to Manami is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Manami has the type of power to put the ball into the seats as well. Our friend says, let's go for animal. That is for sure. Manami takes a pitch inside, and the count now even at 1-1. Manami's got to find a way to get off the schneid. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He's walked and scored a run. He scored the second run of the ball game for the Fighters. Came home on the error by Shiomi. As there is a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and now the count goes 1-2. The word I would use to describe Manami's at-bats tonight, I said earlier, was confused. He looks like he's lost right now up there at the plate. He's not in a good space. Fastball just misses outside, and the count now runs even to 2-2. There were changes for the Swallows. They got a new center fielder and a new catcher. We'll have to get caught up with that as the game report is available for us. Pitch on the way. Fastball misses down and away, and the count now runs full to Manami. So 3 balls and no strikes. They haven't updated the site that we managed to with the substitutions. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed. Manami's in the books. He's gone for out number 1, and that'll bring up the catcher Tori Fushimi. And Taiki Narama will follow after that. So Fushimi coming to the bat. This is his first at-bat of the evening, as it was Yua Tamiya who had started the game. 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Fighters, 3, 4, and 1 for the Swallows. The game is all locked up at 3s now, courtesy of that home run. And there's a fastball swung. This ball is belted in deep left field. This ball is going to be trouble. This ball is going to get off the wall, and it gets away from the left fielder, Hamada. And cruising into second base with a stand-up double is Fushimi. He did not miss that by much. I'd have to say this. It was probably at the top of the fence. It looked like that ball was going to be gone. We're going to get a look at the replay of it. A pitch that hung in the air here. It almost looked like it was a bit of a cutter. Ball got up and it hit the top of the blue fencing, right at the top of the fence. So Fushimi has got himself a double here. He is at second base with 1 gone. That's going to bring up Taiki Narama to the plate. Narama batting from the right side. Facing the right-hander here. As he kicks and delivers. There's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So 2 batters have come to the plate to face Kizawa. Home run off the bat of Reyes and a double that just missed going out by Fushimi. So 2 absolute missiles off the bats of the Fighters. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted foul down the right field line. No balls and 2 strikes. Three-three tie here in the bottom of the 8th inning. There won't be any extra innings in this affair, as it will be decided through 9. Exhibition play, they don't usually do the extra innings. Breaking ball misses down, and the count now goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes on Narama. Tatsuki Mizuno waits his turn on deck, as we expect that he will be coming to the plate as well. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. As the right-hander holds set, now delivers. There's a fastball swung on and fouled right off of the catcher. And the count remains at 1-2. Fighters trying to punch another run across here. 1 gone in the 8th. Outfield is in a little bit shallow, so they got a chance to throw out the runner. As waggling the bat here is Fushimi. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball misses inside. It is now 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Check that. It's Narama at the plate. Fushimi's the runner at second. So 2-2 here. Again, the right-hander holds to the set. Here comes the pitch. Kicks and delivers. There's a fastball that is swung on and lifted foul down the right field line. Count remains at 2-2. We finally got the replacements replacing Yudai Koga behind the plate. It's Naoki Matsumoto. And the center fielder who replaced there's a fastball that swung on it, is lifted into right field, camping out underneath it, and there to make the catch is the right fielder, and that would be Murayama. So 2 gone. It's going to leave it up to Mizuno. Just back to the Swallows and the defensive changes. They actually have lost the DH now because they have brought in Hidetaka Namiki, who came in to pinch run as the designated hitter. Namiki is now in center field. The pitcher has gone into the 2 spot in the batting order. So Kaizawa would be hitting second in the order should he have to come up in the inning. He'd be about the 8th hitter to come to bat. So it brings Mizuno to the plate, who's 0 for 2 tonight. He has grounded out. He's lined out to right and walked. So officially 0 for 2. We did reach base on that walk in the second inning. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball waved at it best. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. It's been a not as tough an inning for the right-hander Kizawa as Yamamoto had for the Fighters in the last half. But he has given up a run on the solo shot by Franmil Reyes. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count's now 0-2. So the question will be, that was a 2-seam fastball, had a little bit of run to it. He just kept running off the plate there to Mizuno as he fouled that one away. So no balls and 2 strikes. Good crowd here as they are in good form. Cheering on the home side. No balls and 2 strikes it is. As the right-hander works to the set position, here comes the pitch. Kicks and delivers. Breaking ball swung on, grounded right back to the pitcher. He fields it, underhand tosses it to first. That's going to go down as a ground out, 1-3 to end the inning. But there was the run back on the solo shot off the bat of Franmil Reyes. 1 run on the benefit of 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 runner left aboard. You're now through 8 complete. Your score is the Swallows 3 and the Fighters 3. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with all the action. Top of the 9th, just around the corner after this. We'll be right back. You are listening to live NPB commentary with Last Raps Baseball. Be sure to check out our podcast, The Japan Baseball Report, either on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to join our Facebook group as well. It is NPB Japan Baseball Report. Stay up to date with all the other followers who are a fan of the Japanese game. Welcome back, everybody. It is slated to come to bat for the Swallows will be Nagioka, Akahani, and Namiki. We'll see as they come to bat here the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. It does look like we are going to have a pitching change. We're just waiting on confirmation here for the Fighters. As the manager Shinjo had come through an interesting celebration by Reyes. Haven't seen that before. Is very, very interesting indeed. I don't know if that's what I want to have as a celebration. I hate to say what it is, but kind of looked like he was a monkey that was on the ground or an orangutan, and then pounded his chest as he came off the field. Seiji Tanaka is the reliever. He's looking to at least try to close this out. He's going to be the 6th pitcher used tonight by the Fighters. So Tanaka on in relief here. And the first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. Tanaka trying to close it out. He is facing the shortstop Nagioka, who is 0 for 3 tonight. He has grounded out twice and flown out to center field. And the pitch on the way is a fastball at 95. He blows it right by him, and the count now goes to 0-2. Akahane and then Namiki on the bat here. And the Fighters will be back on the sticks trying to get themselves a walk-off victory. Top of the 9th inning, Fighters have a 3-2 lead over the... Check that, it's a 3-3 tie right now. Earlier was a 3-2 lead for the Swallows at one point. That pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 1-2. So Tanaka trying to seal the deal to give the Fighters an opportunity to win the game in the bottom half. There is a fastball that goes all the way to the backstop, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wholesale changes pretty much after the 6th inning for both of these teams. Our score sheet looks like a bit of a coloring book at this point. So Nagioka waiting here on the offering from Tanaka. There's a fastball swung on, and it's lifted foul down the left field line. It's now keeping the count at 2-2. Tomorrow it'll be Bay Stars and Lions. It'll be 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 a.m. Eastern if you are up and listening. Love to have you with us. If you are not around, well, you can always listen to it on delay. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as the right-hander holds to the set and now delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called 3rd strike. Oh, that pitch was right at the knees. Can't ask for a better pitch. Definitely painted the corner as Nagioka goes down looking on strikes for the first out of the inning. So one in the books. That'll bring up the 3rd baseman, Yoshihiro Akahane. Not much dispute and argument from Nagioka there. That is for certain. That was a great pitch. So Akahane at the plate, and the first pitch is a fastball swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. He is 0 for 3 tonight. His exhibition average has dropped to 233. No homers and 6 runs batted in. He gets plenty of playing time with Murakami out of the lineup. Fastball swung on, popped up down the first base line. Giving chase is Martinez. And it is going to bounce into the netting and get away from the first baseman, and that's going to run the count now to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. And here comes the offering from the right-hander, who kicks and delivers a fastball that misses upstairs. The count goes to 1-2 on Akahane. Again, the right-hander works himself to the set position as he pitches from the stretch with nobody on here, and the pitch on the way, fastball swung on and line foul down the right field line. Count remains at 1-2. curious to see tomorrow night if we'll get the start for the Bay Stars. I don't think it'll be Trevor Bauer. I'd be surprised at that. Pitch on the way is a breaking ball that comes inside and has hit Akahani, and that is going to put a base runner aboard here with one gone. And that is going to bring up Namiki to the plate. This will be his first at bat. He came in to run for Miyamoto back in the eighth inning, or in the last inning in the eighth inning, and he came around to score on the home run by Takioka. So Namiki stands in, ready for the first offer. He's just a little fella, batting from the right side here. The first pitch is a fastball taken for a strike. There goes the runner down to second, and they're going to gun down Akahani. He's going to be caught stealing. Oh, a nice throw there by Tori Fushimi. That's going to go in the books. Caught stealing 2-6 for the second out. Boy, interesting decision there by the Swallows. A great throw there by the backstop Fushimi to get the runner. He was gone by about a half a step as the tag was applied. So no balls and one strike. Pitch on the way, fastball taken for a called strike. And the count now goes to 0-2 on Namiki. I guess maybe they figured try to steal him over and maybe bunt him over to third and take a crack at it. But who knows? Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats down the right field line, and the battle continues as it's still 0-2 to Namiki. It's a bit of a head-scratching decision. They always say in the certain spots, you never want to make the third out at third, and certainly you don't want to run yourself out of innings. And this definitely would be into that category where you're going to run yourself out of an inning, especially in a tie game. Fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains still at 0-2 to Namiki. He's hanging in here against Tanaka. Again, the right-hander Tanaka leans in. He gets the side from his catcher, and he works himself to the belt. Here comes the 0-2. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball down and away, and the count now is 1-2. Looking ahead to the bottom of the ninth inning, Isabata, Matsumoto, and Kiyomiya slated to come to hit for the Fighters. Be the top of the order for Hokkaido in inning number 9. Here comes the pitch. 1-2 on the way. Fastball waved out and missed. And Namiki in the books for the third out of the inning. That is going to do it. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left aboard here on the top of the ninth. We're moving to the bottom of the ninth inning. Your score is the Swallows 3 and the Fighters 3. As we said, slated to come to bat, Isabata, Matsumoto, and Kiyomiya. Stick around, everybody. Bottom of the ninth is just around the corner. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Be right back after this. we have a pitching change as it is going to be the 8th pitcher used tonight by the Swallows. It is going to be a left-hander, and this is going to be Mizuki Hori, who is coming on in relief. So Mizuki Hori on, as he is slated to face the top of the order here, and we're going to see if the fighters are going to be playing some chess with them as well. Looks like we are going to have a pinch hitter. Or are we? Yes, we are. We are going to have a pinch hitter here. As it is going to be number 30 coming to pitch hit. That's Yuya Gunji. So Isabata's night is done. So Yuya Gunji coming in. As he will make his first appearance. It'll be Gunji Matsumoto and Kimiya. And the first offering here to Gunji is a breaking ball that misses for ball one, and the count is 1-0. He was a teammate, as there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, or he was a future teammate of Tokai Sagami and Shinsuke Ogasawara. He was, of course, a Chinichi Dragon. He was involved with that trade that brought Yamamoto, from the pitcher for the Fighters, over to the Fighters from the Dragons, as there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 1-2 on Gunji. 27-year-old. Came in a trade in June of 2023. Going the other ways was Shingu Usami and Koki Saito, as we mentioned earlier. As that breaking ball misses, and the count now is 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. I guess if you're going to be somewhere, I think I'd rather be with the Fighters than the Dragons at this point. Because the Fighters are on their way up, and the Dragons could be on their way up because they can't go any lower. Fastball misses down. It's now 3-2. Certainly don't want to walk the leadoff hitter. So Hori here ready to deliver again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Just taking a quick look here. Let's see what it is. I've got it Hori, but we're going to have to check and see if it's a little different on the back side here. There's a fastball swung on. It looks like it's Taguchi, so we're off on a different list than what the Swallows have. The Swallows have... No, it is. It is. Sorry, I made a mistake. It's Kazuto Taguchi who is on the hill here for the Swallows. I'm looking at the wrong roster. So here comes the 3-2 pitch. Breaking ball swung on, another one fouled away. So Taguchi, as we said, the 8th pitcher used tonight by the Swallows. So here comes the 3-2 offering as the lefty holds himself to the set. The pitch on the way, fastball swung on, grounded through the 4-hole into right field for a base hit. And Gunji is aboard with a leadoff single here in the 9th. That makes it interesting. I wonder if Matsumoto is going to bunt, but I know this. Gunji's night is going to be over after that. They're going to get a pinch runner in for him. Nice piece of hitting there going the other way. The ball just got by the diving first baseman into right field. And the Fighters are living a charmed life right now. Top of the heap in the exhibition play, as well as playing some just flat-out good baseball right now. The pinch runner who has come into the ball game, it is going to be number 12. As we're looking to see who that is, we don't have number 12 on our immediate roster. Well, it is a pitcher. It's Kori Yazawa, as Yazawa is in the game to pinch run here for Gunji. And it is a pinch hitter for Matsumoto as it's number 60 coming into bat for him. As they throw over to first base and diving back is Yazawa. So who is number 60 on our hit list? And it may be one of the catchers off of the second team is Kengo Yoshida. So Yoshida in to pinch hit here. He takes a fastball outside for a ball. The count is 1-0. And then Kiyomiya is slated to be on deck. So we'll see how this all plays out. As we said before, this is the time of the year, the exhibition season, where you got all kinds of movement going on, especially late in the game. So it's actually not a bad thing. Let's see how players play in certain situations. There's a fastball swung on it, is lifted foul into the seats down the right field line. Count now 1-1 to Yoshida. Ready to dig himself back in. So 1-1. As the left-hander holds himself to the set position, here comes the 1-1. Fastball swung on, lifted into left field, moving over, moving back. Oh boy, a whole lot of different movement there by the left fielder, Hamada. He eventually is able to haul it in. He turned one way, he turned the other way, then he came back in. Yoshida hit the ball in the screws, but he's gone for the first out of the inning. So one in the books. Boy, a lot of fingernail biting in the dugout of the Swallows if you had to watch that one. Keep the Maylocks handy because you could be running to the bathroom with an upset stomach. Yeah, what do we got here? Is it going to be Kiyomiya? Yes, it is. Kiyomiya tonight, 0 for 3 and a walk. He's had a tough day at the office on the defensive side. He made an error, ended up leading to the first Swallows run. As they throw to first base and getting back in time is Yazawa. So in some ways, you'd like to see Kiyomiya to do something if you're a Fighters fan. On the other side of the ledger, the way it's gone for him today at grounding into a double play to end the game would not necessarily be out of character because of the type of the game that he's played. He's probably going to walk off the field tonight, shaking his head, saying, what do I got to do? Snake bitten. Breaking ball misses inside for ball. Count is 1-0. So 1 no strikes. As we said, after the game's done, we'll give you the full roundup on this one. As the games in the NPB are quickly coming to an end, the exception of the game that starts in 35 minutes. There's a breaking ball that misses down. All the other games are finals with the exception of the 1-1 game at the Vantolin Dome. So 2 no strikes. If you pick ties tonight, if you are in the gambling mood, then you are in the right place. As there were ties all around the NPB in this one. Here comes the 2-0 offering. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 and 1 strike to Kiyomiya. Left-hander against the left-hander. Kiyomiya waggling the bat. Waiting on the offering here from Taguchi, who kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and it's grounded foul just past the first base coach's box. Count now goes to 2-2. So 2 and 2 strikes. Again, the lefty ready to go. as he works himself to the set position. And they throw over to first base, and getting back in time is the runner. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it remains. And here comes the offering from the lefty, who holds to the set. And now delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into left center field. Moving over and underneath it and making the catch is Namiki. And retreating back to first is Yazawa. And that is going to be the second out of the inning. And it's going to leave it all up to the first baseman, Ariel Martinez. Martinez tonight, 1 for 3 officially. He's got a double in 3 trips. He's scored a run, and he's also walked. So Martinez coming to bat. As the Fighters are down to their final out here, he's raised his average up to 227 in exhibition play. The big fella batting from the right side here against the left-hander Taguchi. 2 gone in the 9th. As Taguchi checks the runner at first and now delivers. There's a breaking ball swung on. It's chopped over the head, and it's off the glove of the shortstop, Nakagawa. I don't know if he would have had a chance to make the play anywhere, but that is going to be a single, most likely for Martinez. We'll have to wait and see how they rule it. Ball was chopped over the head of the pitcher. I think that's going to be an error, and I think that's going to, I don't know. I think that's definitely going to be an error here. That's going to bring up Franmil Reyes to the plate, who's already homered tonight. It's going to bring the Swallows out to the mound. They're going to have themselves a chat. What are they going to do here? But we're going to have to wait and see what the official ruling is. But I'm already ruling that as an error on the shortstop, Nagioka. Normally sure-handed shortstop, I might add. That's going to put runners at first and second here. So the runner, Yazawa, at second base. Martinez still left. I'm surprised they haven't run for Martinez. Reyes with the home run in his last at bat. He's got 3 homers and 5 RBIs in exhibition play, batting .310. 1 for 4 tonight. So the lefty Taguchi works himself to the set. Runners at first and second, 2 gone. Here comes the pitch. Kicks and delivers. Fastball misses low, and the count is quickly 1-0. Just waiting for that official announcement if that was an error or not, but I would have to think so. Yazawa in the runner at second base. Reyes waggling the bat here at the plate. Here comes the 1-0. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball swung on and fouled off right at home plate. The count now even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. A little slow at the switch here with the... Yeah, they did rule it an error on the shortstop. So that was E6, which allowed Martinez to reach first. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. On the way, fastball swung on and grounded foul just past the third base coach's box. And now Reyes is in the hole at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bottom of the 9th inning, game is tied at 3. Fighters have a chance to win it here. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Franmil Reyes. Runner at second is Yazawa. Runner at first is Martinez. But it is Yazawa that matters. Martinez not as much. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball down. Good stop there by the catcher, Matsumoto. And the count now is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pretty solid crowd, as we said here tonight at Escon Field. It was a couple of spots in the upper deck where they are missing fans. But for the most part, compared to last night's game, a much better attended ball game tonight. 25,688 reported. Pretty good for an exhibition game. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball misses up and away. It's now 3-2 to Reyes. And waiting on deck is Chusei Manami, who has had a tough day at the plate. So in some ways, if you walked Reyes, it's not as big a deal. You get an opportunity to face Manami. Manami has struggled in the exhibition play. So here comes the 3-2 as the lefty again works to the set, checks the runner at second. Runners are going to be on the move. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on and fouled away. Count remains 3-2. Adrian pops in and he asks what team is batting right now. We're in the bottom of the ninth, Adrian, and it's the Fighters who are batting. Game is locked up at 3s right now. Thanks for popping in. It does look like a bit of a softball game. The center fielder is deep, but the left fielder and the right fielder are playing very, 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 very shallow because they have to be able to throw the runner out at the plate if they have to. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball swung on it is popped up over on the right side of the infield. This should do it. Underneath it is the right fielder on the infield grass making the catch. And that is going to do it as Murayama makes the grab. And that is going to do it here for the ball game. So that will do it. That's going to end it here. No runs in the inning, 1 hit, 1 error, and nobody left the board. Your final score is the Fighters 3 and the Swallows 3. Thanks for sticking around, everybody, with us tonight. We'll come back and wrap it up in just a couple of moments. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city, San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We'll wrap this one up for you here. The ties are wild tonight across the NPB. We have final scores from around the NPB. One game that didn't end in a tie. It was a 2-1 final between the Carp and the Hawks. That was at the PayPay Dome. Hiroshima knocked off the Hawks 2-1. At the Kyocera Dome in Osaka, the Buffaloes and the Tigers played to a 3-3 tie. The final score at the Tokyo Dome, the Marines and the Giants ended at a 4-4 tie. And right now, still going on in the bottom of the ninth inning at the Vantolin Dome. It is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles as well as the Chinichi Dragons. And that looks like that game has just ended. So that game is going to end in a tie. And your final score there was 1-1. And of course, the final score here tonight was 3-3. And we'll give you the wrap up and the rundown of this. It was all the scoring came a little bit after the midway point of the game. The Swallows got going in the top of the fifth inning. It was Jose Osuna reached on an error. After a ground out by Nagioka and a pop out by Akahani, up stepped Takashi Miyamoto, and he drove home Osuna with the first run of the game with an RBI double, and it was 1-0 early for the Swallows. Well, the Fighters got their pair back in the sixth inning. With one out, Ariel Martinez doubled, and Framil Reyes lined out to right field. A walk to Chusei Manami put runners at first and second, and up stepped up stepped the pinch hitter for Uetamiya, Yuma Imanaga. Imanaga singled to center field. That brought home Martinez with the first run. But as Minami was just rounding second base, the center fielder Shiomi went to field the ball, collapsed, his knee buckled. The ball got away from him, went into left field, and Minami came all the way around to score from pretty much from first base. And that made the score line at the time 2-1. Well, the Swallows got 2 back in the top of the 8th inning. It was a leadoff single off the bat of Namiki after he was sacrificed to second. Up stepped Ryusuke Tekioka, and he had a 2-run shot to make the score line 3-2. Well, the Fighters got one back in their bottom half of the 8th. It was Franmil Reyes who led off with a solo shot, and that is where we ended with a tie of 3-3. All right, everybody. Well, once again, we appreciate you for listening in tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We hope you all had a great night. We want to see you again on opening day. It comes up in about 5 days' time. But for tomorrow night, we will be doing the game between the Bay Stars and the Lions. Hopefully you can make it in at that point with us as well. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you again soon.